brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Now, to my right is not Kyle Wallace, but Kyle Wallace is here. Sitting in Kyle Wallace's chair is Brad Nortman. Sound the alarms. Brad is here.
Whoa, I'm back, KBN Nation. It's good to be back. I'm in the chair that I should have forever claimed from our first week of shows. Of course, just gave Kyle this seat, and he took it. I thought he would re-gift it back to me, the better of the two side chairs in here, but it's good to be back. I have a very strange view of Kyle Wallace behind the glass.
Running the show in
So
for Alex
strange.
Strofe, the host, producer extraordinaire, the Packer backer himself, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
Oh, look who has all the power today. Run your mouth if you want to. I'll cut the mics. I'll cut it. Try me if you want to.
I'd actually love if
I'm not in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood. Cut your mic already. I'm not in a good mood.
Oh, wow.
I was just saying, I thought my mic was on, but it wasn't. Kyle's doing I'm the captain now to us.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, careful calling in, KBN.
I was going to say, I want
the unfiltered Kyle Wallace.
I want the
of
phone
off
lines
air.
full on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776. Put Kyle to work back there
I
today.
ain't mad at working. I'm mad at the Packers.
800-990-ESPN. You can get us on YouTube at ESP Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app is there for you as well. And we're together basically in a bad day for Kyle Wallace. He's got to produce the show. I heard him on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin yesterday, 10 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. He's doing the season's over. Is that what you declare?
I would do a hotkey, but there's just so much.
You douche.
Oh, look at that. That that adds up. Yeah, the season is over. I don't understand how that's anything controversial. The season is about winning championships, and this team is not winning a championship. So the season ended Saturday in Green Bay.
Oh my gosh!
Derrick Henry ran the ball over and over and over for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, like video game. Literally, it was a video game. It was on easy mode for them.
So you have a time of death on the Packers season, and it was Saturday night.
When Carrington Valentine got stiff-armed again, that's when all hope was gone.
Didn't that happen? Was that there was a
Yes, he got stiff-armed by a tight end from the Eagles last year. I
yes,
believe.
Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard.
Yeah.
Was it CV?
Yes,
I
it
think
was
it
Carrington
CV.
Valentine. Yes.
They got to coach that guy up on how to tackle. Just go low.
Look at the punter.
Just go low. Listen, I don't know much about tackling Derrick Henry or Dallas Goddard or whoever, but go low, my man. I know you can't go high. Don't go for the upper body. Shoot for the ankles.
So I guess my question to you is, based off of Kyle and his emotional reaction to the season being over after the Ravens game, his premise is that he believes that they cannot win a Super Bowl, right? Like he as the Packer backer since 2010, they haven't been to one, and that's the last time they won a Super Bowl. In his mind, he is declaring he's seen enough. The season is over because they can't win a Super Bowl. So then I would ask you, when do you decide when the season is over? Till like are you riding and dying? And do you have the belief no matter what because they're in the playoffs? Or are you declaring it dead right now? 800-990-3776. And again, if you have anything to get off your chest, if you haven't had that outlet you've needed, you can get with us because I see a lot of it already on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776. Brad?
Yeah, this is
you kick to the final whistle?
I will kick to the final whistle to some degree. However, so I don't think the Packers season is dead yet. However, the hope is almost all gone. To keep on going with the analogy, I feel like The Packers are on the ground. They're not showing signs of life, but we haven't quite began CPR yet. And the emergency professionals, they haven't come, to shock the chest yet. So
we went defibrillator on it?
The defibrillator. They're not. We haven't pulled out the watch and had the professional give a time of death yet. But they're lifeless on the ground, and barring a miracle,
I think that's whether in ICU, critically
a critical condition.
Yeah. Most
critical
people don't come
condition.
out of critical.
So I mean,
but some do.
You're trying.
But some do, Kyle.
You're trying everything to find a pulse, but you're just not seeing it there. And that's how I'm seeing this team. Will they win a Super Bowl? They will not. They will not win a Super Bowl. I think even the slight dream of that was killed when Micah Parsons tore his ACL. And then you got Jordan Love injury, just all the things. This is just not how dominoes fall in a special Super Bowl season. Can they win a game in the play? I think they can win a game, but the reality is that still falls below this team's championship expectations. So, look, season's not over completely in my view, but it's on life support. I mean, it really is on life support.
It's very simple, guys. It's not over. And, sure, it feels like they're in critical condition.
Critical, Ben.
It may feel like it, but I will not let. Now, there are a lot of things that aren't going the way. There are injuries, there's this, there's that, like the run defense. There are things. But also, we also can't look past the fact that Jordan Love didn't play in the Bears game. Malik Willis was wonderful. He also did make a mistake that was in a very timely spot in fumbling the football. Jordan Love didn't play last week. Not that Malik Willis was the problem. But you still have him, and you can send in your Malik Willis thoughts. Jordan Love is their guy. He's their franchise guy, and Malik Willis has been great as a backup, and he's probably making himself a lot of money. But just a week ago, we were watching a Bears team get limited by a defense for the majority of that game until, obviously, as we've been told many times, it's a 60-minute game, guys. Just because you won the first 55 doesn't matter. But you saw enough signs from that defense that you're like, all right, this isn't like the end-all be-all, but it's something. But Derrick Henry changed that. But Jason Wilde, who I think is too far on this, saying, look who did it, it's Derrick Henry. I think 75% of it is yes. You can give credit to one of the best backs in the entire league when you know the interior of the Green Bay Packers defense is absolutely shredded, and they shredded that right in our faces.
Yeah.
I had flashbacks
No mercy.
I had flashbacks of Raheem Mostert in the 2019 NFC Championship game with San Francisco when it was LaFleur's first year, and it was a good story, but they weren't going to win that year. Difference is this happened in a regular season game, Week 17. But who are you scared of? Who could you not beat that you were going to face in the first round? And who's to say that the number 1 seed, Seattle Seahawks right now, don't win their game? Sam Darnold, who leads the NFL in turnovers, loses a first-round game. I think we're jumping the gun here on the season's over. Is it a large uphill climb? Yes, but there's still a heartbeat, and there's still the opportunity to rest up, get as many guys back. This isn't ideal. You don't want to be heading in the season playing as bad as you are. We saw this last year. Week 17 against the Vikings. Week 18 kind of iffy, half in, half out against the Bears. I am not saying it is dead. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but the quick season is over. I'm going to just throw in the towel and whine and complain like Kyle Wallace, I think, is a joke. 800-990-3776 Carbus talking text line. What say you? Anything there that changes your guys' mind? I'm sure I'll change Brad. I know Kyle doesn't change his opinion.
Why would my mind be changed? Brad, literally, you guys are saying the same thing I'm saying. You guys are just being softies. You're showing that you are millennials. You're charming because you guys are afraid to just admit what it is. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but the season isn't over. Excuse me.
Who are you scared of in the NFC? You have been Mr. Everyone in the NFC has flaws. And so now that the Packers are losing, you are now going to anoint everyone as better than what you've been saying all year?
Well, and I'll say this too. I mean, Kyle, if you believe that Jordan Love is indeed elite, if you have an elite quarterback, you have a chance, right? You don't have a good chance.
Did he have a defense in 2023 when he beat the crap out of the Cowboys?
Bro, the defense is trash.
I think they got exposed.
2 weeks ago, I looked in the camera and told Rashawn Gary to listen to Ben Brust and listen to Alex Strofe trash you. You should take it out on the Bears. And what did Rashawn Gary do? MIA ain't did nothing.
He basically got benched, by the way.
He did not. So all I'm saying is this. There's nobody on the defensive front seven that we can depend on to turn it up for the Packers. All of 4 weeks ago, before they went into Denver, guess what? We were talking about the Super Bowl odds, Brad. Yep. What were the Super Bowl odds for the Packers before the Denver Broncos game?
I believe they were the third best
Second
in the
best.
NFL. Second best?
Yeah. So you go from second best to saying, well, the season isn't over, but I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. If they're not going to win a Super Bowl, they're not living up to the expectations.
Hey, producer Kyle, get back to the phone lines. I can't see who's on line 3. You didn't type anything yet.
I put them on hold because I had to let y'all two have it. Keep calling, 800-990-3776. Let them know the season is over. You ain't got to sugarcoat nothing over here. It's done. Enjoy the ride. That's all it is because, if they make it to the NFC Championship,
you
that's
stink.
Great.
You stink as a Packer backer.
I'm a real Packer backer.
If they got to the NFC Championship game, that would be a success.
That would be.
Even
Kyle would call that a miracle.
It would be a miracle if they made it that far.
It would be a miracle.
But listen, fellas, we didn't start 2025 saying we want to make it to the NFC Championship. We were talking about we want to win a Super Bowl. And as the picture was becoming clear where there was no front runner in the NFC, we all were dreaming of maybe Jordan Love at the age of 27 is going to make it to a Super Bowl. But look what happened. Guys got hurt. The defense fell apart. And none of us are going to believe that we're going to Santa Clara. None of us.
I wish I could shut your mic off, but you're back there because you're just a negative Nancy on this Monday. Let's go to Kevin in Illinois. Kevin, you are a Packer fan. I'm like 90% sure, so I just want to preface that so Kyle doesn't hit the dump button.
Yes, I am. One quick comment before I get to my point. Let's please put to bed, you guys haven't said it yet, but this whole Malik Willis starting over Jordan Love thing, we're going to put that to bed right now. Now to my point. This season ain't over because we are still going to Chicago in the first week of the playoffs. We are going to end this fraudulent fairy tale season that they think they got, send Ben Johnson packing back with his shirt on, and whatever happens from there happens, and we move on. But the season ain't over. We're still taking the Bears out. Go Pack, go. Pull your chin up, Kyle. It's going to be
Real
okay.
Packer backer, Kevin in Illinois. Great to have you on the show to represent Packer backers across Wisconsin, unlike our very own fraudulent Packer backer, Kyle Wallace.
I just heard we beating the Bears. I didn't hear we beat
Line 4, Kyle. Get back to the phones. This is Kyle Wallace is Kyle Wallace is producing for Alex Strofe. Today, you got Ben Brust and Brad Nortman dissecting everything. Any frustrations you have built up from Saturday, get them off your chest. But Kyle's declaring the season is over. I heard him say it on Sunday Karma yesterday, and I won't stand for it.
Yeah, I mean, it is on life support, but you make one good point you make, Ben. And it's
just one?
It's just one. And it's not a point that you feel confident on being like a Packer fan. But the rest of the NFC is just, they're not elite, right? I mean, these teams all have flaws. The Bears and the Eagles don't necessarily scare me. I think they'll be favorites. I think they'll be fairly heavy favorites, maybe 6 points or something like that. Because I think the Packer defense got incredibly exposed. I think all you got to do is recycle that game plan and just shove it down their throats. I think that they're going to be able to, do that. But the fact of the matter is, if you have a healthy Jordan Love, if you have a healthy Josh Jacobs, if you got Christian Watson in the supporting cast outside of Tucker Kraft, of course, who is healthy and in rhythm, you can score along with anybody. So it's going to be even more on the offense now because I think the defense, man, they're just too thin. They're too soft up front, and you've shown that they cannot stop the run consistently. And even then, there's no pressure on the quarterback.
Hey, Brad,
so whether it be Hurts.
I had to look this up. You said a lot of ifs. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. And we ain't having a Merry Christmas this year.
You didn't have a good Christmas? Packers ruined Christmas for you?
The Packers did ruin Christmas for me this year. They sure did. I'm having a great holiday weekend, and then boop, came the
joy to the world except Kyle Wallace.
I mean, were y'all happy on Saturday watching that game? Packers fans couldn't have been satisfied watching that debacle.
I had so much flashback of 200-yard rushers in 2023.
Yeah.
The run defense under Joe Barry, like it just,
they were so helpless.
I guess Mike Pettin was the 2019 debacle of Raheem Mostert.
Yeah,
they got a pass rush back then with the Smith brothers, but they got torched up the middle. But here's what, when you say that I keep coming back to, because it's getting harder and harder. when you're a 7 seed 3 years in a row, and each year's different, injuries and whatnot, there's a consistent theme, even going back in the Aaron Rodgers era, is the head coach is in charge of offense, defense, special teams. And when each defensive coordinator has a 250, 300-yard rusher on their resume, your head coach also needs to be held accountable for that.
Your GM.
Or your GM. But again, it wasn't like, again, this is what I was glad we did with Rob Domofsky about 6 weeks after the Carolina game. We looked at what this run defense truly was after Carolina, and they were 21st in the league. And we're seeing that as they continue to lose guys, get even worse naturally. So I see your calls. Let's get to KBN Nation on the Cardinals Talking text line, 800-990-3776. So if you're there, stay there. If you want to be on there, 800-990-3776. You got Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, No Strofe, Kyle Wallace, producer, host extraordinaire. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All the antics.
Why the hell are we still doing encores? I go to the Killers, and they leave the stage. Oh, thank you, good night. Oh, I can't believe they didn't play Mr. Brightside.
All the action.
Losing somebody like Micah Parsons, everybody on the defense was better because of Micah Parsons, and you lose a guy like that, it's hard to stomach.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Badger fans, get ready to give back and chuck some pucks. Join Wisconsin Men's Hockey Friday, January 9th as the Badgers host Chuck a Puck, presented by BMO when they take on Alaska Anchorage at 7 p.m. Donate new or gently used recess equipment for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to earn your chance to throw a puck on the ice after the game and win prizes like a Wisconsin hockey jersey, signed sticks, or 2026-27 season tickets. Get your tickets to the game now and learn more at uwbadgers.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 4-1. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, with Kyle Wallace running the show. In for Alex Strofe, producer, host extraordinaire. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line where I see your calls, but I do want to get to one text here because I agree with Tausch wholeheartedly about this. The only word that matters right now from Chef Ed here is healthy. The Ravens game was meaningless. Hell, it wasn't.
What do you mean?
There was so much on the line.
I know.
Because at that time, the Packers could have still won the division.
And we saw what we predicted is what was likely a very tough game, a very exciting and fun game to watch on Sunday Night Football, but the Bears lost. And then Ben Johnson's going to be going up against Dan Campbell. Well, could they win? Absolutely. Have something to play for, but you know who doesn't want to lose to Ben Johnson? Dan Campbell. Then you have Max Brosner, who gives a damn, old Minnesota Gopher quarterback, who threw for 51 yards, 3 net passing yards with all the sacks, and they still won.
Yeah, and that's the thing where...
So, but again, if the Packers are worth a damn in a meaningful Week 18 game, they're going to figure out how to beat that.
Yeah, I mean, you were in a position where, okay, the Bears lost. They were likely going to lose. San Francisco is very tough to play, especially in San Francisco. You'd be setting up for probably a game at the same time, Bears and Packers playing against different opponents. And if the Bears lose, Packers win, you win the division. That's a huge deal for this. But the reality is, too, there was a lot to play for. You know that. And these guys just didn't step up. They were dead. That was the thing that got me most. It was that there was almost no heartbeat in anybody on the team except for Malik Willis. And nobody on defense. Well, no heartbeat, no passion.
You said defense. Matt LaFleur, as I heard from Rob Domofsky earlier on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy in 94.5 ESPN in the mornings, talked about how Matt looked back and was thinking about how a lot of these were alignment and some like ways to say mental mistakes. Like that, you brought up something that I've been tracking since Micah Parsons went down. You had said you're going to find out about the culture and the belief in the locker room that Matt LaFleur has created. And going back to last year, Week 17-18 bad, and since the Broncos game, there has been a lot of variables. But we could also look to the team that is playing for the number 1 seed in San Francisco that didn't have Brock Purdy, that lost Fred Warner, that lost Bosa. Kittle was out for a little. Like they've had.
Brent Williams was out last night.
Brandon Ayuk decided not to come back at all.
Boy, he went AWOL.
Think about that.
The guy they paid a 4 or 5 year deal said, bumps this. I'm not coming back after the ESA. I don't like it here. I'm not getting my fair share.
And they're putting up points. I mean,
their offense is unstoppable.
Unstoppable. And yeah, I know that the Bears cooked them last night, but the defense is overall pretty good. They're at least physical. And tough. They don't give up. It felt like the Packer team that took the field Saturday night felt like they had no passion, like they were giving up, like they just mailed it in. If that was like a concert you attended or a movie, you'd ask for a refund.
Yeah.
For everyone that went to Lambeau Field to watch the Packers play, you should ask for a refund. That's how bad it was. That's how much lack of passion was on the field on Saturday night.
Let's hear from KBN Nation, 800-990-3776, the Carbless talking text line. Let's start with, looks like Tom in Waukesha. You've been on hold the longest, so we'll go to Tom.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to bring it back to, is the season over? Well, you're talking to a Boston Red Sox fan. And in 2004, we were not one game away. We were not one inning away. We were not one out away. We were one strike away from being swept in the 2004 American League Championship Series. If that doesn't teach everybody that in sports it ain't over till it's over.
Tom, did you have your best players?
What's that?
Did you have your best players on that team? Were they healthy?
Well, yeah, there was health on the team, but let's not forget Mariano Rivera was on the mound when this happened, who was unhittable at the time.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is it ain't over till it's over.
I agree with your
Fair point.
overall premise,
Wait
but
a
I
minute,
did
so-
want to. I wanted to poke holes in what he's saying
why
from
you
the
gotta
other
poke
team
holes in
standpoint.
Tom?
He goes, but they had Mariano Rivera. That's the part where right now we're like, yeah, but they had Derrick Henry, and they might have Saquon Barkley, and they might have the MVP of the league in the or whatever it shakes out.
And that Red Sox team had multiple Hall of Famers on it. Like they were a good team.
That's
I
what
get
I'm
it. It's
getting
true
at.
that-
Micah Parsons down, Tucker Kraft down, Elton Jenkins out, Zach Tom has been injured. I'm missing
Devontae Wyatt, who's
Devontae
critical
Wyatt
for stopping the
interior.
run?
Yes, so I understand the overall point. It's not over till it's over, and that's kind of what I'm going with because I think Kyle's wrong in saying it's over because he doesn't believe in them winning a Super Bowl.
You just poo-pooed on Tom because you feel the exact same way. The season's over. Season's over. This is enjoy the
comparing
ride.
the 2025 Green Bay Packers to the 2004 Boston Red Sox is not the
He
same.
said they were one strike away, and look what happened.
Mark and Sheboygan, you're next year.
Okay, you guys there?
Yeah, we're there. We are there.
All right. I think his name is Kyle, right? The one that thinks the Packers are dead this year now?
I think his name is Kyle, too.
Mark, that's me. I love my
Okay,
Packers.
I got to agree with. My point is, I have to agree. You know, I called you guys 4 weeks ago, and I said the Packers were going to finish 8-1. And I'm only one game off of that right now. One game. Because they're going to finish 9-7-1, and I'll only be one game off when I called 4 weeks ago. There's something wrong with this team, guys. Something terribly wrong. I hate to say it.
Mark,
wait, hang on. He just called in to do a victory lap on a prediction?
That's a pat yourself on the back.
Hey, I'm a Packer fan. This hurts, man. Believe me, I just can't believe the way them guys are playing. Did you guys see that game between the Buffalo and the Eagles? That would be something like the Packers would do. Finally find out a way to win at the end, and then say at the end, okay, guys, we really don't want this game. Here you go. You can have it anyhow. That's what happened in Buffalo the other night against the Eagles. And that just brings back how the Packers play, you know?
Well, it's not over, Mark,
would
just
do.
because you're right on the regular
I know
season.
it's not
Hopefully it's not 9-8-1 to end the 2025-26 season. So a victory lap on the Packers struggling from our guy Mark and Sheboygan. Let's go to Joe in Madison. You're on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Whatever you want. Your frustrations from Saturday or calling out Kyle for saying the season's over.
Hey, Kyle. I just want to say, as a self-proclaimed Packer backer, this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. Where is your belief, man? Jordan, like you yourself have said, there are no good teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the playoffs, and we're likely going to have Jordan Love back to the playoffs. And if you truly believe he's a franchise quarterback, he can overcome injuries. I'm not saying like this team is, guaranteed to win the Super Bowl, but no team in the NFL this year is great. So, Kyle, as a self-proclaimed Packer backer, to have Ben Brust, who people are clowning for on Twitter, like saying he's a fake Packers fan, have more belief than you.
It's a pretty sad state of affairs, Joe, isn't it?
Joe, I like your temperament because you're calm, you're cool, calm, and you're collected. And Joe, all I'm saying is this: I believe in Jordan Love, but I don't believe that defense can win 3 games on the road and then go and win a Super Bowl with the way that they're put together, with the effort that they showed on Saturday night.
He just believes in the ownership stock that he bought and believes in the Packers more than you do is what we're learning.
Joe, you don't believe, based off what you've seen the last 3 weeks, do you think this Green Bay Packer team has enough to win 3 straight games on the road just to get to a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Absolutely.
True Packer backer. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you.
That, Joe. You stand on business.
That's
like
fandom
Joe.
right there.
Yeah, you don't. You're
fandom.
admitting you don't stand on business by saying he stands on business.
No. You can stand on business, but be the wrong business. Listen, at the end of the day, he's probably going to end up being wrong on this one. But I like the fact that he has confidence in his team. That's somebody who is delusional, but he loves his team.
I don't know what he's seeing that thinks that they can go all the way to the Super Bowl.
All right, Brad Nortman, welcome back to the show. Buzzkill.
Maybe
Bradley Buzzkill.
Maybe MVP Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But that's
2023
about
Jordan Love
That's
with more
about
experience, huh? Let's go to Tom in North Carolina. Tom, good to hear from you.
Oh, my gosh, you guys are awesome, dude. I'm telling you, I love calling and talking to you. Kyle, my man Kyle.
I like that.
Look
Southern
here.
Kyle.
I got to set you straight on something here, okay?
Yes, sir.
Come playoff time, which, by the way, we're in the playoffs. Come playoff time, everybody's record is 0-0. That's number one. That's number one. Now, listen to me. I feel like this year we're a better away team than a home team. That's number two.
That's true. We suck at home
Okay.
this year.
Number three, if I'm a cornerback or a defensive back at 200, 220 pounds, and I got a 300-pound fullback and a 300-pound running back running at me, and I know I got to play a playoff game, I guarantee you that talk in the locker. Listen to me. I guarantee you the talk in the locker room was, let's just nobody get hurt. We don't need any more injuries.
You saw what happened.
We're in the playoffs.
Haddon's ankle was backwards.
I'm just telling you.
Tom, I appreciate it, but I don't think they had in mind getting stiff arm and being embarrassed in front of the whole country on the don't get injured portion of that.
Me at
1 and 2.
Yeah, the records are washed away, right? And you just get your play.
They've been
football.
better on the road, and
You
then we
had me
said,
there.
don't risk injury.
Because I played for the Panthers. We were 7-8-1 one year. We won a playoff game, so it can happen. But man, nobody in the locker room was like, "Hey guys, let's just take it easy. I don't care if we look embarrassed."
There may have been one. There may have been, after watching Saturday's game, there may have been one guy that decided to make a business decision who,
That's likely after you got ran over a couple times, though. That's like when the third quarter, when he's coming at you again.
Did you watch the whole game? I'm a big fan of Carrington Valentine. Like, I still stand behind Carrington Valentine.
But
I mean...
That's a hard thing to do right
he
now.
Got benched twice.
Bro, I mean, he saw Derrick Henry coming. He said, what y'all want me to do? Like,
he couldn't even tackle Zay Flowers. How could he tackle Derrick Henry?
Exactly. He said, listen, our other two corners is out. Yo, what we going to do if I get hurt? Put in Bo Melton? Like, what we going to do? So he did the right thing for the team, I guess. But
he did. He got Nate Hobbs and Kamal hurt.
I'll say
by being unable to tackle Derrick Henry, he decimated the Packers' injury depth chart at the cornerback position.
Hadn't literally tried to go in there and tackle, and all of a sudden his ankle was messed up. Carrington said, hell no.
Carrington Valentine did the Brandon McManus. He said, all right, I don't want to kick in New York. It's windy. All right, I don't want to tackle the Ravens because it's Derrick Henry. Go ahead, guys.
Carrington Valentine used to use Derrick Henry in the video game Trucking Cast. He said, not in real life, fam. Not in real life. Really quickly, I love Tom's accent. I feel like I'm at an old Baptist church. He said, Kyle. I said, ooh, that's my grandparents coming back to me. Kyle, I'm going to set you straight. Because remember, people don't call me Kyle. They call me Kyle when they're from the South.
All right, well, I still see more that want to hear their opinions on the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776. I will turn this. This is a question I am posing. I've not given my answer, but I know what these guys' answers are based off the doom and gloom that they are. If your ed policy, they lose week 18, sitting for health or not, that would be 4 games in a row to end the year, and they lose wild card. Your ed policy, what do you do with your crew? First year as president. Don't like lame duck coaches and GMs. What do you do if your ed policy, if this does continue to go south? 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. We continue with you next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf and Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf and Associates.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I love the Sunday Karma style bumping back with a liner across both markets.
I keep forgetting.
I like your music choice, though.
Unlicensed good music.
Unlicensed Kyle Wallace good music. He's running the show for Alex Strofe, host, producer extraordinaire.
Strofe mails it in for us, especially on a Monday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just got done with Mr. Relevant on YouTube, typically, and I'm feeling the energy back there from Kyle Wallace. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, UKBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. Now, I had teased this, and I'm seeing some responses, but I want to hear from the panel first. The Brain Trust, Brad Nortman and Kyle Wallace and myself. Less of myself, but your ed policy, right? You've seen how the last 3 games have gone. You know that health is a question mark of whether you want to get right or you want to get healthy in Week 18. But you also understand the health part of the whole season because you're looking at this big picture here. You're the president. You don't like lame duck GMs and coaches. You lose Week 18 no matter what the reasons are. And you lose in the first round of the playoffs 3 straight years as a 7 seed. What do you do? 800-990-3776.
Okay, I'm at policy. I don't like these going into a final year of a contract. So here's what I'm going to do. With Goody, I look at Goody and I say, you know what? You've crafted a heck of a team. You really have. You got a franchise quarterback in Jordan Love. You got a franchise tight end in Tucker Kraft. You've got an all-pro, borderline future Hall of Famer in Micah Parsons. You got Zach Tom. You got Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, Cooper, Watson, a budding star in Matthew Golden, I believe, at least when they finally start using him some more. Jaden Reed. You've got all the components of putting together a team in the wake of having a franchise or a Hall of Fame quarterback. Goody, here you go. You are an awarded and a contract extension forever long. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever a normal GM contract is. With Matt LaFleur, though.
Well, hang on. I want to pause real quick. Man, no, like his performance review is your God's gift to GMs?
Well, yeah.
What about the back end of the team when the depth goes?
Yeah. Well, you're not going to be able to have full second. That's where the coaching staff is
Goody, what was your plan heading into the year with Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, and Nate Hobbs?
And Bo
Melton as CB4, who, by the
Parsons.
way, hasn't played a defensive snap after all the buzz that we had for this.
My plan was Micah Parsons is going to be such a pain.
Well, and what was your plan for when Micah Parsons got hurt? Because as a GM, you got to think bigger than what you have from 12 players.
Well, you can only
11 players.
Well, you can only do so much with so much money, and that's just what I did. I put it all in the middle. I'm a gambler.
And you're giving this man 5 years? If you were Goody and I'm Ed Policy, I have you shaking for a contract.
The reality is you're not going to win a Super Bowl without Micah Parsons in there, so you might as well put it all in the chips on Micah Parsons in hopes that he's going to be there, because when he was in there, he was a force to be reckoned with, led the NFL in pressures, and it actually masked our poor back end to some degree. Now, without him getting pressure, everybody's getting exposed.
Fair enough. I just wanted to push back a little bit, because the Micah thing, I would say, you did. If I'm Goody, and I don't need to make the argument, heading into the Broncos game before we lost Micah Parsons, even without Devontae Wyatt and Tucker Kraft, we had the second best odds to win the NFC. We were looking at winning the division, and like from the roster that we put together, if we're able to revamp now, if we move on from Rashawn Gary and find some actual people that can actually play defensive end, I bet you I can find one for half the cost that's more productive than Rashawn Gary. Let me tell you that, Ed. So anyways, moving on to Matt LaFleur.
That's fair. For Matt LaFleur, I am suspending my desire to not have a lame duck head coach, and that's exactly what you're going to be. You're going to be a lame duck head coach going into next season, because the reality is you haven't shown.
I don't like it, but you're going to make me do it.
I'm good. You're going to make me do it. I'm going to take that medicine. I'm going to swallow it. I'm not going to enjoy it the whole way, but the reality is that's what he's earned. I mean, he hasn't. Listen, if they didn't extend the playoffs to 7 teams in 2020, Packers be missing the playoffs for 4 straight years. For 4 straight years, every single year under Love. And you look at that and you might say, well, it's not the case. And maybe you'd play differently knowing that you're going for a 6th seed versus 7th seed. But that is just the reality, is that they're thankful that the playoff field has been expanded. But when you look at Matt LaFleur, he should be doing more with the pieces that he has, right? I mean, winning a division, the Bears won a division before you did with Jordan Love, and the lack of postseason success. The biggest thing for me, though, is oftentimes, as marked by Saturday night, you get guys that just give up. You have teams that just quit. You have no identity still. You have no ability to put a team out there.
You have no identity still 7 years into this?
No identity.
Can't believe I'm keeping you.
Spot the lie. So I think for Matt LaFleur, I'd sit him down and say, you will be a lame duck head coach going into it, and you must get to the NFC Championship game. And if you do that, then I am going to give you a juicy extension. But if you don't do that, because Jordan Love's not getting any younger, he's going to be 28 next season. That Super Bowl window, that's the marquee peak time for a quarterback to win a Super Bowl, 27-30. He's halfway through that already.
I love being Ed Policy. So I'm Ed, and you're Matt still, Brad, and you can jump in and be Matt as well, Kyle, if you want. I would say to you, Matt, right now, I'm pretty sure you came from do you consider yourself part of the Shanahan coaching tree?
Oh, yeah. Good friend.
And I won like a lot of them, too.
Yeah, well,
I got as many Super Bowl championships as Kyle Shanahan. Why are you bringing that up?
But I'm bringing that up because I did see a team with a lot of injuries this year overcome that. Their starting quarterback was out 6 games. The all-pro edge rusher and
all their top
Bosa was out. Fred Warner was out.
Cooked by the Bears. My defense did get cooked by the Bears like that.
Is Kyle going for the number 1 seed in the NFC, and we're locked in the 7 heading into Week 18 with nothing to play for other than to see who our opponent's going to be? How is there that big of a discrepancy between head coaches with a lot of injuries that you could say are similar to the impact of the team?
We got ran over by Derrick Henry, Ed. We're not going to let that happen again. We're going to move forward, and you see what I've done.
But Matt, hang on. I'm the president.
Well, okay,
Matt, what happened in 2019 when you're the head coach with Raheem Mostert? What happened in 2023 when there was 4 200-yard rushing teams that went against you? And how come Derrick Henry with a new defensive coordinator? So now I have 3 defensive coordinators with you as the head coach that have put up some unbelievable performance against your rush defense. How does this continue to be a trend?
What is so
7 years into this?
What is so interesting is the fact
you
that
decide who's the coordinator.
No, but the thing what's so interesting is that you like to live in, like, what have you done for me lately versus looking at a full body of work. You're talking about a defense that has everybody has seen it. This defense has been better. It has been more consistent. We went against one of the top teams in the Chicago Bears that had one of the top rush offenses, and we were able to slow that offense down after we had a bad second half against them in Green Bay. We were this close to winning the game. That falls on me as a coach of Matt LaFleur, not having my guys execute, but we're put in a position to succeed even without our starting quarterback. So everything that you saw up into that Broncos game, when we had Jordan Love, when we had Michael Parsons.
But who are you? But who are you for the whole season? Because the season is 18 weeks. 17 games.
Losses happen, but at the end of the day, it would not be smart to try to start over with a team that was so close to having Super Bowl aspirations.
You're begging.
But no, ain't nobody begging. I'm just letting you know. As Brad pointed out, he listed off the great talent that you brought in, and 3 of the great talented people that he brought in Micah Parsons, Jordan Love, and also in Tucker Kraft, none of them are playing. Christian Watson missed half of the season, and we still found a way to win games without him. Jaden Reed missed half of the season, and we still found ways to win games without him. We haven't had...
Is 7 seed your standard?
No, 7 seed is bad, but at the end of the day, we had to play with the chips that we had. And when you haven't had Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, and Jordan Love playing more than 4 games, 2 games together all together this season, that is a problem.
But if I'm Goody and my ears to the door listening to this conversation, be like, I wonder what Matt LaFleur and Ned Policy are talking about, I would step in and just crack the door open and say, you know what, though? The Detroit Lions were 15-2 last year, and they had about 7 marquee guys on IR. And look at the San Francisco 49ers this year, when Mr. Policy is saying that you have to have some level of backfill.
Mr. Policy is smart president.
To have guys to be able to fill the gaps.
It will be a mistake for the Packers, because at the end of the day, we can play this game, but it will be a mistake for the Green Bay Packers not to run it back with the general manager that they have, and also with the head coach. I'm extending both of them. Both of them again. Now, are they going to be 5-year extensions? Hell no. It's probably maybe a 3-year extension.
I like Brad's as Ed Policy as hearing the arguments. I like I don't like lame duck, but you're a lame duck.
No, that's a loss
already.
Make
me do it.
That's fracturing a relationship, because what you're saying is
I mean business, and I'm not here for 3 straight 7 seeds and a missed playoffs.
You can always fire somebody. At the end of the day, if you tell a guy after you said I don't do lame ducks, and all of a sudden he's a lame duck, then he knows that
he's sending a message that I mean something. I mean business. I want a Lombardi to Green Bay for the first time since 2010, and what you've done over the 7 years is great. But we're looking for greatness, because this is Titletown, not runner-up and end Kyle's season in Week 17 town.
Maybe he should have never made that comment at the beginning of the year. Maybe that was short-sighted on him.
I don't believe it was.
But at that point, if you
now you're questioning the president of the Green Bay Packers as a Packer backer.
If Matt LaFleur walks in the next season and it's not his choice to have a 1 year left on his deal, then that is a problem. I think the Green Bay Packers have a good opportunity to be better next year. Injuries just derailed their season, and they have not been able to overcome that.
Larry and Gary, the potential new home to the Chicago Bears. Gary.
Almost, I guess. I hope not.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing, man?
Good.
Hey, just speaking on the subject about who I would let go, I think I would let Brian Gutekunst go, just off of the lack of aggression in free agency, and just hearing that story about we could have had J.J. Watt and nobody returned his phone call or anything like that, and you figure we would have signed him. At the time, we had Ja, we had Amos, we had Savage, Douglas, both the Smith brothers, or I think it was just Preston Smith and Devondre Campbell with Kenny Clark on that line, and then could have made another move to help Aaron Rodgers with like another wide receiver. Bro, we could have won the Super Bowl then. I felt like we missed our window.
Missing the window.
We was number one a long time. Yeah, we was number one for a long time.
No, I think it's an interesting comment about the window, because we've had, and thank you, Larry, because Rob Domofsky wrote an article for ESPN.com about the window for the Green Bay Packers and where they're at in this journey, 3 to 5 year window. This is probably year 3 of that window. And when you look at that, are you trending in the right direction to year 4? when you look at a 3 to 5 year window to win a Super Bowl.
Well, and that's the thing that I wonder, like, what has changed and what can you expect to change? Because this is the third straight year of being the 7th seed, of failing to win big games, of failing to be able to input a level of identity, and being a true championship contender. I just don't know how long you're willing to wait and what you're expecting to change if you just keep on running it back every single year.
Well, a lot of thoughts from producer, host extraordinaire Kyle Wallace that we'll get to. NFL
you
punter.
Tell me we got a break. I'll run the ship around here. Well, I'm listening to you. I should have just kept going.
No.
I'm going to say this, Brad. You act like injuries didn't happen.
Everyone has injuries.
Everyone does.
No, we can't overcome them. Go ahead, Ben. Send us a break.
Well, I think you just did it for us.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
So now Jeff Hafley's going to have to get more creative. Everybody will have to bow up and do things. And the main guy is Jordan Love.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
This went from a defensive-led team to now Jordan Love. Put him on your back. You're going to have to get the cape out.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers dropped their third straight game, falling to the Baltimore Ravens at Lambeau Field on Saturday night. Despite 3 touchdowns from Malik Willis, Green Bay's defense couldn't slow down a Ravens rushing attack that piled up 307 yards on the ground. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
Humbling night. Give Baltimore a ton of credit. They came in here and were in complete control of the whole game. And unfortunately, it wasn't up to our standard in regards to how we played, how we coached, and that's what happens.
The Packers look to bounce back in their regular season finale on the road in Minnesota against the Vikings.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 16-ounce selected varieties, Frito-Lay kettle or potato chips, Doritos, or rolled gold pretzels, 2 for $6. 8-pack or 64-ounce selected varieties, Mott's apple juice, 2 for $6. 8-ounce selected varieties, McCormick cocktail or tartar sauce, $2.29. 16-ounce selected varieties, Dots pretzels, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
2 over the top.
Free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest.
Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Of course, during the break, I think David Kaplan of ESPN 1000 sitting in his lake house in Oshkosh. Go egg his lake house if you can find it. Don't do that.
Do it. And tell him to jump in the lake while he's at it.
He owes us that. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace running the show for Alex Strofe and hosting. Producer-host extraordinaire, UKVN Nation at 800-990-3776 is the Carbus Talking text line. David Kaplan chimes in on the personal talking text line. What team in the NFL has the most games missed due to injury? Grab a step stool because the Packers are looking up at the Bears.
Yeah, he is
any
special
opportunity. Wow. Any opportunity he can get. He can't help himself.
I said this conversation does not involve you, thanks. And by the way, losing 2 All-Pros is more significant than the amount of games missed for a holistic team here. We played without our all-pro corner almost all season long. Well, he's back. Add in our number 1 wide receiver as well. Roma Dunze had ups and downs. Tucker Kraft was on pace to have over 1,000 yards and to be an all-pro tight end for the Green Bay Packers, which would have been great to have while adding in Christian Watson's ability to get others open and to be a reliable receiver himself, getting Jaden Reed back. And again, Devontae Wyatt, like he's to the caliber of Rome, in my opinion, when you look at like an impact of a team. Because, look, Rome, again, and this is why it's funny, because I love that no matter what, the conversation we're having was an A to C your way out of there. This is A, B,
this
C your way out.
This is an A and B conversation, so Cap, send your ass up out of here.
There it is.
Bears fans have just really been waiting 7 years, haven't they? They've just been waiting 7 years.
They lost yesterday, and he's still on cloud 9.
He's like, you still need a step stool?
What are we doing? Like, you just lost. Granted, you guys competed very well, but shouldn't you be upset that your team didn't take advantage of an opportunity to win on the road? Like, it was right there to be taken.
Let's go to Corey in Chicago. We'll give him another chance after last week's snafu. Corey, you're up with KBN on the Carbus Talking text line.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm good, man. No, but the topic I want to talk about is this topic y'all talking about now. I say I give Gutekunst and LaFleur, a year-to-year base contract. Because, I got to admit, Gutekunst has done good in the last 2 drafts with the 23 and 24 class. I give them that. But that's all I'm going to give them is year-to-year. Because if they don't, how can I explain it? If they don't draft better within the 20 and 26 class, then it's time to get rid of them. Because, we riddled with all these injuries. And all of the depth, you see how bad the depth look.
Yeah, so I think it's what I'll take from that, Corey, is what Ed Policy came out and said. We don't know much about the guy. We just don't. We heard him talk to the media, a couple interviews that went out on articles for all the beat reporters. And that's about it. You know his history with his father being a really successul in the San Francisco 49ers championship run. Now, that being said, I think what's interesting with Corey is he goes, I'd have him on year to year. I think what you said, Kyle, is interesting. Maybe he shouldn't have said that.
No, he shouldn't.
Maybe he should not have said, I don't like lame duck. Not that both are deserving of lame duck, but if you don't say that and you put him on notice, then it's like, business. Now it's like, all right, you're kind of backtracking with where you said you wanted to be.
You don't want to do this. You literally said, I don't like having lame duck coaches. Would that mean that you don't like coaches going into their final season without having some type of understanding that they're coming back the next year, which is, again, a very odd thing for him to say that early. Some things are better said, better not said, I should say. And I really feel like he kind of backed himself into a corner where everybody's going to be speculating. If LaFleur,
everyone's going to go off his word because that's all we have.
He's a no-nonsense guy, so you should take him at his word.
And that's going to be the talk of the offseason. Oh, what's going to happen here? Are they going to have a contract extension? And once the season starts, they're going to ask Matt LaFleur and Goody both about the fact that they don't have a contract for next season.
Well, and again, none of this is set in stone, by the way, because there is football to be played. This is based off the hypothetical of losing Week 18 and losing in the first round of the wild card, where you have back-to-back-to-back 7 seeds under Jordan Love with, expectations that are higher than most in the NFL when it comes to what your franchise is expecting year to year. So I am loving the Brad idea. I just think it's interesting that Ed Policy said I don't like lame duck because I think his best scenario would be Matt LaFleur, play out your contract, and let's see what you got.
Well, and I get that lame duck is the terminology used. You could have phrased it differently, though, because even the idea, now that it's out there, it's just there's a lack of respect almost on the name now, right? If you do roll out Matt LaFleur, let's say just no contract extension, the players will view it as a lame duck situation. You could phrase it however you want to and just say, you know what, we're going to take it 1 year at a time, and we want to reward great play. But you say lame duck, that provides a label of sorts that provides a little bit of bad taste in everyone.
And the weird part is Matt LaFleur won't give up play calling, and I don't blame him.
He shouldn't.
But what the Philadelphia Eagles did was they brought in coordinators. Sirianni gave up play calling. Was it Kellen Moore? I think
that's right.
Whoever was calling plays, I think it was Kellen Moore who then took the Saints job.
Yeah, Kellen Moore called plays last season when they won a Super Bowl.
Correct. And then he took the Saints job. So my overall point is so a lot of the times you see this in college basketball or wherever. It's all right, you have to fire your staff, but you get to stay, and that never really ends up working out. No. So I just think it would be hey, it's this or your ass is grass.
I think what y'all need to understand, though, is this. If anything, again, NFL is different than college football, but who cares? If they sign an extension, they get fired to next year, it doesn't matter. Organizations do it all the time. They'll get rid of them if that's what they want to do. And so I do believe they should sign him to an extension. If he does not perform.
The Packers are so financially conservative. They're not going to pay a guy for 5 years.
If the Packers go 6-11 next year, they're firing Matt LaFleur regardless of what extension he got.
Brad, what are some of the things? I feel like Kyle Wallace went to war for Matt LaFleur in this contract extension, correct?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to move on to something where I'm pretty sure when we're putting the show together, Kyle was very upset with one Matt LaFleur. So we'll see who's going to balance the I believe in him, but I'm also very upset with him because the way that they showed up on Saturday has him very upset. Yeah. So we're going to get to him being very upset and you being very upset at 800-990-3776 on the effort, intensity, and everything that went down on Saturday in 2 minutes next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is Kyle Brust and Nortman with you till 4 o'clock on ESPN Wisconsin, 5 o'clock on ESPN Milwaukee. Alex Strofe is out, so Kyle Wallace pulling double duty. He's the producer, host extraordinaire today. I'm Ben Brust alongside Bradley Nortman. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. You got us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. And if you don't have the ESPN Wisconsin app, it is easy to download, use, listen back, and have everything at the palm of your hands. Now, we were role-playing a little bit and hearing from KBN Nation on what would happen in the hypothetical that they lose Week 18 and the wild card game. But I want to think right now about Saturday, and maybe even more than just Saturday, but Matt LaFleur as a whole. Because I mentioned the frustration of when I was playing Ed Policy in our role playing of the no matter who the coordinator is, there's been some glaring rush performances against your defense that have been like not okay. Like, how does it happen 3 different ways with 3 different coordinators? But Matt LaFleur getting his guys ready to play in a meaningful game. I don't want anyone saying it wasn't meaningful, because against the Ravens, who were playing for something, but you're playing for something as well. If you win that game, right now you're heading into Week 18, banged up, but trying to find a way to beat the Vikings, who are beatable. Now, they're serviceable on defense. Flores is a good defensive coordinator, but they have a horrible quarterback who threw for 53 yards or 51 yards, whatever it was, last weekend. So I ask you, how the hell are we still having the identity conversation? Because Brett, you tell me, because you wrote, this team isn't tough. What the hell is their identity? And when you wrote that, I'm like, how are we having this conversation? But it's rightful.
It is. And what's concerning is it's easier to identify what this team is not than who they are. We know they're not tough. We know they're not necessarily disciplined. We know that they can't really do a great job in execution, right? I mean, you still have problems with alignment and you know, the simple things that a team at this point, regardless of where you are in the regular season, let alone 7 years into Matt LaFleur's tenure, that these teams should not be struggling with. So special teams, I mean, again, like the onside kick from Saturday night against the Chicago Bears, there just always seems to be something that gets in the way with this team, and they're semi-self-destructive. They're not tough. They don't execute. They're not disciplined. So I struggle still to find an identity of who this team is. You could maybe say opportunistic. Maybe you could say that, and you could maybe say they're rhythmic on the offensive side of the football. But then again, I watched the San Francisco 49ers last night with no Trent Williams, no George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk, just McCaffrey and Purdy. And they're putting up points every single possession.
Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, Kyle Juszczyk catching one after Brock Purdy makes a magicianal
and they're doing
type quarterback play.
They're combining, the guys are schemed open. They're putting McCaffrey and their playmakers in unique situations. And Brock Purdy, he's a very good quarterback, but you can't tell me that he's necessarily that much better than Jordan Love. But he is playing and he's looking that much better than Jordan Love and or Malik Willis. So I struggle to find an identity with this team. And it's, you know, they can kind of get away with it for a few games. You could be like, well, it's close, this and that. It takes a game like this to truly remind you how far of a gap they have between a team that has an identity. This isn't the season they want to have, but the Ravens have an identity.
Matt LaFleur's the too nice guy.
He's the too nice guy.
That's Stacy and the Carbless text line.
He gets completely stepped over once you've faced a team that has any level of toughness. We've seen it all the way back in 2019. It's the same thing to now. If you're playing a tough team, you get run over. Shoot, even Sean Payton 2 weeks ago said the defense is gassed and they're out of it. So Matt LaFleur is still struggling to put down a firm identity on this team. And the biggest thing to me is...
I guess they also, to your point, have lost all of the games that the defense played really well and kept the Carolina game close, despite the run defense. There was still not a lot of points scored in that Eagles game.
Yeah.
Was almost reminiscent of watching the Eagles in the playoffs of last year.
Well, it's just there's always something, right? Whether the offense is struggling, the defense is struggling, the special teams giving games away. They rarely put together a full game. And when you see the potential there, but they rarely put together a full game. And the thing that to me was everything was still on the line for this team as far as winning the division. And they quit to a certain degree. There was no passion or fight. So for me, that's the biggest thing, and that is firmly on coaching. You need to have a heartbeat. You need to be ready, and they were not in any way, shape, or form on Saturday night.
Yeah, I was overall defending Matt LaFleur's overall body of work and his resume as a coach of the Green Bay Packers is something that I can stand behind. But the performance that they had on Saturday, you're absolutely right, was completely humiliating. And I believe he set the wrong tone going into Saturday's game. And when you're talking about setting the wrong tone going into Saturday's game, to me, again, I'm not a doctor, okay? Nor do I play when I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to say this. Had the Lions won and they still had a chance to clinch a playoff berth, I believe that Matt LaFleur probably would have said, you know what, maybe Jordan Love clears this concussion protocol because this team actually has something to play for. And so when he took the pedal off the gas and decided that, Josh Jacobs is only going to play for a little bit, and then I'm going to sit him the rest of the game, and Jordan Love is going to sit out, it sent a message to this entire roster that this game didn't matter as much as it needed to. And so the unfortunate thing for the Green Bay Packers is they lacked the sense of urgency on Saturday, and they had a team that was competing for their life, even though they did not control their own destiny. But what they understood was all they can do is win games and hope for the best. And guess what? They won on Saturday, and now they play the Steelers next week. And guess what? The winner will be in the playoffs because the Ravens decided that they were going to give it their all. The Green Bay Packers had no business allowing 41 points to be scored on them by the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, Derrick Henry is King Harry and a great running back, but 216 yards and 4 touchdowns, that is humiliating, embarrassing, and it is not good enough. And that falls on Matt LaFleur to ensure that his team is ready to go each and every week. To his credit, the Packers have not lost a game like this all year. They have not. The Packers have made it. They were in every game. They always had a chance at the end of every single game in order to win or tie that game. And this was the one
troubling thing that you keep talking about right now is, I think, probably less about what they were playing for in potential to win the division, but also the idea of now we're talking about you need either to get healthy or that get right game, because you've lost 3 in a row. So like there's part of it as well that's like we want to win these football games. We want to be playing our best football at the end of the year. We saw last year after week 17 that we were not, and that probably did not help in their mindset of week 18. And they obviously battled, but they weren't clean and crisp as they needed to be to get past the eventual Super Bowl champions last year. So it's all on a bad track, but I'm totally at this point right now. Get healthy, but we can get to that later.
Well, and every year there's a wild card team or even a divisional winner where you're like, oof, I don't want to play that team. They're hot. The Packers are the opposite of that. Like, I think we talk about the rest of the NFC, but if you're Seattle, if you're Philly, if you're Chicago, I know LA and San Fran, they're going to be the other wild cards. You're looking at the Packers and you're saying to yourself, this team's banged up. They're passionless. Jordan Love hasn't played in a few weeks. This is the matchup that I want.
I don't know. They're scared. There's still something to the Green Bay Packers that would scare me.
No, they're a good team, and again,
despite everything that you just talked about with Derrick Henry,
yes,
maybe just call me stupid, but I still believe that Jeff Hafley, like with a good preparation for after seeing the Bears twice, seeing the Eagles this year, would be able to put something together with whoever he has to make it formidable for the defense. But then you turn to your franchise quarterback that you mentioned with everything that's gone down with the 49ers. Yeah. You need him to elevate you. And he has elevated this Packers football team in 2023 when the defense wasn't that great. It wasn't what it's been. They literally
kept them in the game against the Eagles. And so, but again, what I don't want to do is say.
No, I'm talking about 2023.
Oh.
When they won a game on Jordan Love's shoulder, and through 3 quarters, Jordan Love's shoulder was really good. And then he had a bad pick, and yeah.
But what I don't want to do is depict this defense of what we saw on Saturday. This is not the defense that we have seen throughout the season. The biggest issue for me and why I'm so frustrated is because I know that I saw enough that this team is not going to all of a sudden come together and have enough to be able to make a run to the Super Bowl. We talked about, Brad, you've lived through it, how tough it is to win all those games to get to the Super Bowl. You didn't have to win all the games. You guys were the number 1 seed. You got to play at home. You got to rest up. Like, you didn't have to deal with all that. The Green Bay Packers have to go 3 games on the road and win. And let's just be honest. Every single game since the Denver game, every game somebody's been going down. If you think anything's going to be different during the playoffs, that ain't nobody going to drop out, you're crazy. I mean, we got guys dropping out with knees, Achilles, concussions, everything, and it's going to be more physical brand of football come the playoffs as well, where guys might be dropping like flies. This team is not built to make it on the road 3 games in a row with the way that they currently are with all these injuries. They just don't have the depth.
Well, and a ding against Goody is he admitted the depth on the offensive line specifically is one of the things that caused the cascading calamity that was
he invested in that O-line.
So the reality is he knew that lack of depth will keep you from being able to make a Super Bowl run. That's exactly what happened to the O-line last year in Philadelphia. So injuries should not be coming as a surprise and saying, oh my gosh, we have no depth. That should not be a surprise because he knew that all offseason.
I would characterize Jason Wilde after listening to Sunday Karma and a little bit of Wilde and Tausch as a little more glass half full towards the defense, despite the performance by Derrick Henry. So I'm curious to get his thoughts as Jason Wilde will join us next year on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Things are a little bit better now this afternoon. Westbound 94, we are seeing a little bit of a backup heading right through the stadium interchange starting at about 35th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side from 76th Street, a bit slow to Hawley Road. And that's pretty much it for any incidents or accidents. This holiday season, escape the hustle and bustle at Lake Lawn Resort. From spa days to holiday events, it's where the spirit of the season comes to life. Book your getaway today at lakelawnresort.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, snow later on with a high of 27. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Nobody should be writing the season off. The idea of being one of the top teams without 2 of your best players is a big reach. But this is a season that you can find ways to do it.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
You think anybody ever feels sorry for the Green Bay Packers? They don't. And they shouldn't. And you shouldn't.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Is mud calling a timeout on your ride? A Tsunami Express Car Wash membership is your winning play. Get unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums every visit, all for less than $1 a day. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including the newest spot in New Berlin, keeping your car in prime time condition is a total touchdown. Whether you're tailgating, heading to the stadium, or just cruising around town, make sure you roll up looking like a champ. Become a member today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today. When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal and Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal and Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
As the year winds down, we all pause to take stock of where we've been and where we want to go next. If finishing your degree has been on your mind, this could be your moment. At Lakeland University, education fits real life with flexible evening and online classes, credit for your work and life experiences, and multiple start dates so you don't have to wait. Earn your degree 100% online, close to home at one of our 6 Wisconsin centers, or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. This next year, invest in what matters most. You. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
How's the, are we singing Madison? Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, producer, host extraordinaire, Kyle Wallace, behind the glass for Alex Strofe. Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. And great to be with, I guess you don't have Strofe, so that changes things a little bit. But great to be with the band being back together after Papa Bear Norton took some much-deserved time off.
It's great to be back, Jason. It's great to hear your voice.
I do want to know, Jason, from you, what the vibe and narrative was from fans of Wilde and Tausch. Doom and gloom about the defense. Obviously, I did listen on my drive from St. Louis to Wisconsin on Sunday to Sunday Karma, in which Kyle's declared the season over because he believes that they don't have an ability to win a Super Bowl, so his fandom stops as a Packer backer.
Okay.
So just from hearing from Kyle, from Wilde and Tausch, where's your pulse at from the fans?
Now, I get after Kyle from time to time. I don't know if I would depict his position quite like that, but
we're a little different, you and I, Jason.
We are. I know that comes as a surprise to a lot of people. So here's the thing, I understand that everyone has every right, if you're a Packers fan of any creed, color, whatever, you have every right to be frustrated and angry. I don't care if you're a dyed-in-the-wool 95-year-old Packer fan who remembers Don Hudson, or if you're a young whippersnapper Brad, you're not that young anymore, but this show is. I understand, and I'm not here to tell you're not allowed to be frustrated or exasperated or angry or disappointed or struggling to see, what's the point, because they are not a Super Bowl team. I understand that feeling is out there. I would say that I would be careful about completely writing everything off, because I don't think the NFC has any team that you would say there's no way the Packers can beat those guys, right?
The counterpoint is the Packers are probably the team that people most want to play right now.
Yeah, as well they should, because they look like Garbanzo on Saturday night defensively. But again, I do think it's important to remember that Derrick Henry is a Hall of Fame player. Matt LaFleur has seen him run for 200 yards before. He was his offensive coordinator when it happened. It was, I believe, his first one of his career. So I get the frustration. I want to tell everyone who feels that way, however strongly or mildly they have it, they are within their rights as Packers fans to feel that way. That said, you look at the way they've lost in the last 3 weeks. They lost in Denver in a game they were in until basically they lost their superstar player. As much as I think Jordan Love was in the MVP conversation, I'm not even sure he was the most valuable player on his team.
Well, and Christian Watson
I think
in that game was a big one.
So that they did not, even though they were within 8 points and they had 2 possessions where they could have theoretically tied the game, they were just devastated, right? The meltdown in Chicago, do I think that there's a hangover from that? Maybe, but that is a really difficult way to lose. And you feel like you're better than them. And I always think back, and there's too many people comparing these guys to 2010, and I do not see those comps personally. The injuries are different. The injuries are to more significant people. Got a whole other class of people that are pushing for Malik Willis to take over as a starting quarterback. It's pandemonium. But I would say there's one. Thank you. I couldn't agree more. But I think there is one parallel, and that is the Packers went to Atlanta. That was back when I traveled for every game. And I remember this, maybe I've told you guys this before, but being in the post-game locker room of when they lost to Atlanta in the regular season in 2010, it was the most confident losing locker room I had ever been in, because they were on their way to being the number 1 seed, the Falcons were, and the Packers were like, we're better than these guys. And then what happened when they made it to the playoffs and faced them? They ran them out of their own building. Right? I am not saying that the Packers will do that at Soldier Field if they get the Bears, but I still have all kinds of belief that the Packers are the better team. They were the better team for about 57 minutes, and I know Bears fans that'll be in your YouTube comments and that are in my Twitter feed are going to go after me again, which is fine because I've just stopped looking. But the fact of the matter is the Bears are a very good team. They're better than I thought they were.
I was going to say you were going to do a reassessment after Sunday Karma after watching them at night.
Yeah, and I thought defensively, both those teams had a hard time, right? That's how you end up with a score like that. But I thought they emptied the bucket, and I'm very curious to see how things will go for them on Sunday at Soldier Field against a Lions team coached by a guy who got the Lions up for a game that they had nothing to play for when they came here in 2022 and they beat these guys. So my point is that I don't think the Packers are sitting in the locker room. I think they're off today, but they weren't sitting in the locker room yesterday going, God, we're screwed. I was listening to that Sunday Karma show, and the amazingly talented Kyle Wallace is right. We're cooked. I don't think they're thinking that way. I think they think they should have won in Chicago, and that if they have to go back to Chicago, they're going to beat them. I don't think they're going to go much further, to Kyle's point about them being a Super Bowl team, and if they're not going to be one, what's the point? I don't think that they're going to be in an NFC championship game. But again, who scares you the most of the other teams that are going to be in the postseason, with the asterisk of we don't know who the NFC South champ will be?
The Packers scare me the most.
Sure, but for an opponent, because they're not having an inter-squad scrimmage, Ben.
No, I understand. I'm just seeing correction. The Packers want to play the Packers and beat themselves on the Carbless Talk and text line, so I was just using that.
Clever.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's clever. But I seriously want to know. Like, I would say the Rams, right? I guess I would say the Eagles, but really, like, the Eagles are, I assume there's some version of KBN on WIP that they still think, I mean, I know they got the win against Buffalo yesterday, but they don't think their team's any good, right? I mean, they were egging the offensive coordinator's house, for crying out loud. I guess my point is that the Packers are deeply, they literally were. Like,
no, I know. It's crazy. It's funny to say out loud. Like, that's a real sentence.
2025, right? Yeah. Exactly. It's very different than like online, egging them or something. So my point is that I think the NFC is wide open. And if this is a wake-up call for the team that got run out of their own building by Derrick Henry, I'm not writing them off. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team without Tucker Kraft and Micah Parsons. I've been saying that for weeks. I stand by that. But I think they can still make some noise. I don't think all is lost.
Jason, this is the third year straight, obviously them being the 7th seed, wild card, all the things. You were hoping for a progression, or at least I know the organization was. How much more pressure is on Goody, LaFleur, the whole team itself, to get that first-round win this year than in prior years?
Well, I'm just glad you included Goody, because I feel like he gets a pass.
We role played being Ed Policy with both LaFleur and Goody because I think that is important.
Yeah, I just think that I agree. I'm glad you did that. So, is there pressure? Absolutely. Like, the problem, of course, is in one game, you know this having played in the league, in one game, all kinds of weird stuff can happen. And so you can't pin it solely on this idea. The idea is you got to win a playoff game, right? Your idea, the thought is you got to advance further than just making the playoffs, right?
Show progress.
I totally agree with you. Right, but at the same time, the way they played in Philly last year, they gave themselves no chance, right? You turn the ball over 4 times. Your franchise quarterback, who is, I believe, ending the season last year, that was his first year of his new Megabucks contract, right? If I recall correctly. For him to throw 3 picks in a playoff game, is that because Matt LaFleur sucks? Is that because Goody sucks? Or is that because his routes were run wrong? Whatever the reason is, you can't have your franchise quarterback throw 3 picks in a playoff game. You're not going to win. And so I don't know if there was as much progress last year as the record would indicate, and they ended up in the same spot in terms of the playoff seeding. This year, I know we don't operate in this realm, but I am convinced that, and I understand other teams have injuries, so I know that's going to be the next YouTube comment. Look at what the 49ers are doing. They have had their problems, no doubt about it, and I would say Kyle Shanahan's a better coach, and I think hard to prove otherwise. But I do think that this team, as it was constructed in Pittsburgh, when Tucker Kraft was still healthy and Micah Parsons was still healthy, I thought it was a Super Bowl team, and I don't say that lightly. So if I'm Ed Policy and I'm saying, well, we didn't see the progress we wanted to from this team, I guess I'm also saying I think we were on the precipice of some big-time progress, and then this is the luck of the draw of the NFL. So I'll be curious to see what they do. The problem with all this, I was saying this to Tausch this morning, none of us know what Ed Policy is thinking.
Yep.
Like he's not like
we know
the last
one statement and a couple articles.
Right, like he's not like the last guy.
He didn't go on the WIAA broadcast this year.
Correct. So I like all I keep hearing people say is, well, this is his dad fired Bill Walsh. Yeah, my dad was a welder and not a very good youth sports coach. I mean, I'm not the same guy as him either. So I don't know how I would look at Ed Policy and just say, well, because Carmen Policy did this, this, and this, he's going to fire these guys and start over.
Jason Motley joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, with Kyle hosting and producing.
Yes, Jason, what's more important or most important for the Green Bay Packers going into Week 18? Is it resting the starters and getting healthy, or is it momentum going into the playoffs?
Yes.
Everything.
I mean, that's the problem,
I saw that answer coming from a mile away.
I'm nothing if not predictable. Look, I don't envy the situation Matt LaFleur's in, because doesn't it feel like every time he's had to choose this, it's like, you guys are probably too young, but I used to get these choose-your-own-adventure books. If you want to go into the forest, right? You want to go into the forest, turn to page 46.
Nerds.
Go, right, thank you very much. Because it does. This will be the 6th time they're in the playoffs, and I have to finish my research on this, but it feels like almost every year the last game is, well, you going to play your guys or not? So a couple of years ago, right, it wasn't 23. I think they had to win. But like in 21,
yes, they had to win in
rest
23.
Everybody. Right. So 21, rest everybody, then get the bye, and then they play like absolute trash, get a punt blocked, Rodgers and Devontae Adams and the offense conjure up, 1 touchdown? And they lose at home as the number 1 seed.
Oh my God! 2020, was that the David Bakhtiari half a game against the Lions?
I think so.
Because then he played against the Niners in the NFC Championship game.
Well, he tears. No, yeah. So he tears his ACL in practice at the end of the 2020 season. It was on New Year's Eve, which is why they don't, in my opinion, in an empty stadium without their left tackle. Finally at home for an NFC Championship game, they get beat by Tom Brady. So he tears the ACL at the end of 2020. So it's 21 in Detroit that he plays a little bit then. I think you're right. Anyway, I clearly have to do more research. But my point is, it feels like every time he does something, it's the wrong decision, right? Last year, he says, we got to play our guys, right? So he plays Love, who injures his elbow, and he plays Christian Watson, who tears his ACL. So now, and I would be the same way. Now I'm like, well, crap, I can't. I'm not playing him. I'm going to start Clayton too, and I can't afford to lose Jordan Love or Malik Willis, right? I'm going to trot a bunch of practice squad guys out there. Like, I don't know. It's just a no-win situation for him. So to Kyle's question, I personally would say you got to get things going in the right direction. You need kind of a feel-good type success story. But here's the other thing, and I don't think this way. And in retrospect, I respected it. I was doing our little TV thing up here in Green Bay last night, and a couple of guys said, well, what if you play your guys and your offense stinks? Because Brian Flores just did that to the Lions.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So now you play guys and you suck. Now you just, like, again, that's a terrible way to go through life, right? Oh, my God, what if we play our guys and they stay healthy? They're just terrible. So
yeah, we got away unscathed, but man, that sucks.
But boy, we got less confidence.
We scored 3 points. Yeah,
I think it's rest. I think it's rest all the way. But,
well, it's certainly rest for certain guys.
Correct.
Right? I mean,
you can't choose the whole roster because you're already down quite a bit, and you got to elevate 15 guys to make a roster.
Right, and you can't play Josh Jacobs. Like, I don't know what that was on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, they took him off the injury report to not play him.
Well, and it seems like they'll play him to start the game, but then they'll take him out pretty quickly early. I don't understand what's going on with
Why
Jacobs.
play him at all there?
13 snaps.
Why play him at all there? I don't get it.
4 carries for 3 yards.
One quick thing, though, Jason. Why does Bo Melton get wide receiver snaps that take away from Matthew Golden when the plan all year was for him to play defense? That is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair question. I mentioned this to somebody yesterday. I can't remember who, but if you go back, Jordan Love said something really interesting a couple weeks ago where he said how Matthew Golden's route running has really improved and it's been more precise than it had been previously. And when I heard that, I heard, well, that's a very nice compliment. That's also a criticism, right? That's a criticism of this is why he wasn't playing as much, because they couldn't trust him to be where he needed to be when he needed to be there, right? And that doesn't mean he's a bust. That doesn't mean he's not going to evolve into a really, really good player for these guys. But right now, as a rookie, that's not who he is, and so as a result, they don't play him as much. Now, I'm not sure I agree, but if Jordan Love is saying that, I mean, that's about as close to being critical as Jordan Love gets, right? I mean, he does not throw anybody under the bus publicly, and I know he meant that as a compliment, but it means that his route running, right, but his route running wasn't good previously. So that I thought was really interesting.
Jason, we appreciate the insight and the conversation. We will talk to you next week.
Are y'all not
okay?
I guess it's Thursday.
Thursday is. I'd love to have you Friday if you're available.
Okay, let me negotiate with will your regular producer be back?
No, he's off all week.
Yeah, who's producing on Friday?
I'm going day by day. Jason, I'm hosting with Jesse tomorrow, so I'm going day by day.
Hey!
Oh my God,
That
you may
would be
not
a
make
thrill.
it to Wednesday.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations.
He did good
What a
today,
way to
guy.
end the
Good
year.
today.
Yes, I agree. I thought it was very insightful, and we got a lot of information that we needed to move forward on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, continuing next with you, KBN Nation.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Not bad so far. Westbound 94 is just a little bit tight from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down right past 70th Street. But overall, the rest of the system, as a matter of fact, the rest of the area is looking really good right now. Road conditions are doing a lot better than they were this morning so far. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 10 above. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, snow later on, a high of 27. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Their first two-man scramble of the season is underway. Play Paynes Valley for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by December 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Gabe Neitzel.
If this was Michigan 15 years ago, 20 years ago, before the NIL and transfer portal era, I would say they would have some work to do in repairing the trust and making sure that you can go out and get those recruits, that the recruits are going to trust the university and do all those things. Now it just seems like as long as you're spending the money, you're going to be competitive.
Yeah.
And I don't think the boosters are going anywhere. They've loved Michigan football for a very long time. So as long as you have the money continuing to flow into the program, I feel like hiring Kyle Whittingham is a great hire for the University of Michigan because he's still going to have the support. He's gone out, shown that he can be a highly effective coach. Heck, in the BCS era, he led Utah to an undefeated season. But he has shown that he can be a highly successful coach. And if he gets the support that most coaches do at Michigan, I think he's going to be fine.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text CAR to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's CAR to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The holidays are full of moments worth saving. Family dinners, cozy nights, holiday parties that last all night. And Carbless makes every one of them better. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor. 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories and gluten-free. Carbless is the gift that keeps on giving. A guilt-free cocktail that never compromises on taste, turning every sip into a little celebration. This season, bring bliss to every holiday moment with Carbless. Full of flavor, no compromise.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Bradley Nortman, and Kyle Wallace is here. He is running the show for Alex Strofe, host-producer today. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. And we're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and of course the ESPN Wisconsin app. Now, the team that is coming up a lot today, more than I expected, But I understand why as the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Jason put it very clear, Kyle Shanahan's just a better coach than Matt LaFleur. But that's why it all ties into everything, because he's been here 7 years, and he's got 1 year left on his contract after this season, where all we know from Ed Policy is the one little media scrum he did where he said he doesn't like lame duck quarterbacks, GMs and coaches. So then you're thinking to yourself, well, without Brock Purdy 6 games with Mac Jones, without George Kittle at times, without Bosa the entire season, essentially, without Fred Warner, who's trying to play in the NFC Championship game if they make it that far.
Crazy.
They are playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC in the toughest division in the NFC with Seattle and the Rams in that division. So it just does that make you feel worse as a Packer fan knowing the success that they were to have with injuries to their best players as well?
Absolutely it does, and it should, to be quite honest, because it's a true, I don't want to use the word excuse, but it's a reason, right? A reason why maybe the Packers haven't had as much success is because of injuries. But it doesn't take much history looking back into the hourglass to see the Detroit Lions last year won 15 games, and Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg like week 4, so they were out him most of the year. That's kind of their equivalent to Micah Parsons, and you could make the strong argument that San Francisco has lost more guys than Green Bay has. On a man-to-man basis, they've had more success in a tougher division, and they are ending the season with more to play for and in a better position to actually make a Super Bowl. They look like a Super Bowl team in some capacity, and the Green Bay Packers do not. So I just think it's frustrating to see other teams. You want to use injuries as an excuse, but you just can't, because other teams don't use it as an excuse when they're better coached and there's more players on them. So then
again, it brings me back to the conversation then, is this Goot or is it LaFleur? Because Goot gets the players and LaFleur coaches the players.
Well, and it's interesting too, because I asked the question to Jason, is this organization, Goot, LaFleur, the players, under more pressure this year to get that playoff win, even though they're the 7th seed year after year? And Jason basically said, look, it's hard to define a year in one game. But the reality is the Packers put themselves in this position, right? If they would have won...
And it is what you do in sports, if we're being honest. Everything's heightened in the playoffs.
But if you were to win 12 games, let's say, and look really good all season and still lose the first round of the playoffs, you could say progress was made. I've got a bigger sample size of looking really good. So even though you lost one playoff game, maybe it's not reflective of the whole. I think you look at this and say little progress has been made, if any. You are the 7th seed. And if you go ahead then and lose the first playoff game, you could say it's more evidence that this team has not taken the step forward. So I think it's unavoidable. I think that the pressure on the game in Wild Card Weekend is going to be massive and will be indicative, I think, of what Ed Policy will do in a lot of ways. And even more than that, it's not like they're playing against a juggernaut. I mean, if you had, the insert whatever dominant team, the equivalent of the Chiefs or the Patriots, and they were good, and you were facing them in the playoffs, you'd say, well, shoot, no one can beat them. But we're all under agreement that the NFC is not that great. So even more reason why the Packers should go to either Philly or Chicago, give them a game, and maybe even win.
Kyle Wallace working hard back there as cameras are.
I tell you, that camera every time. Every time.
It's not just you.
No, I know that. I tell
AI has infiltrated it. We're embracing AI here. It's infiltrated that camera.
That artificial intelligence is broken. It needs to be fixed.
Yeah. So you just be honest with me. Do you have any idea what we've been talking about?
No. Honestly, I was listening and I was catching on to Brad.
So just host extraordinaire, not producer and host extraordinaire.
I was following Brad. I ain't gonna lie to you. The camera threw me all off. I found a song and I got thrown off. Brad was saying,
"Don't worry about it."
The 49ers being able to bounce back despite all these injuries.
Where do you put it on? Goody or LaFleur from a players and coach standpoint?
No, I think obviously it's a combination of things, but honestly, I don't believe that we have the depth to be able to survive, right? And I say that because we look at the offensive line, and a lot of stuff is development, but some of these guys are just busts. When you look up and down the draft classes that Goody has had, a lot of those guys are either clearly not on our roster or not even in the league. You're talking about guys that you drafted 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. If you are not able to build your roster in those 3 to 7 rounds and those guys are out the NFL 4 years later, that means you're not doing a good enough job as a general manager to have the next man up mentality. And I think that is the Green Bay Packers' problem. You can't miss in the first round and also miss in the 6th and 7th round and not have any undrafted free agents pop out or do anything special for you. We haven't had a Devondre Campbell type guy in a very long time.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Rasul Douglas. We haven't had that in years.
Rasul and Devondre Campbell are the two impactful players wherever they were picked up. Those were free agency. But you need those guys to make up the roster and have bigger impacts than we're seeing, especially on the outside when you sign in Nate Hobbs and you're literally begging not to play him, but Carrington Valentine, a 7th-round pick, plays so bad that you have to play him. Then he gets hurt. Then you throw somebody else in who gets hurt.
You can't invest bad money like they did with Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs. Aaron Banks has been okay, but he hasn't been the guy who should have got the top money as a guard or second highest money as a guard this offseason. That's point blank, period.
You know, it is interesting because with Goody, a lot goes on the floor to raise everybody else around him. But with Goody, I mean, he just nails the big swings. If it's like a home analogy, when he redoes the kitchen or the bathroom, man, they look great. Like Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, you got your future tackle in Zach Tom. Like he nails it.
But that half bathroom still is.
The half bathroom looks like he's short.
Looks like mine.
The electrical work. He's shorted the electrical work. You don't see it all the time, but when you need it to work, it's not working consistently.
He is banging that table like me. It feels good.
It's a powerful chair, huh?
Something about this seat, man. I got so much space for expression.
It actually looks like he fits in that spot, whereas you could sit anywhere because you're tiny.
Whoa. How did he come? What are we coming at the short king for? All I did was just comment how he's.
Well, you weren't paying attention to the segment because you got distracted by the cameras.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do two things, but I had a good answer, didn't I?
It was okay. On YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, 800-990-3776. We're going to wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin portion of the show, and Kyle doesn't know how to hate watch. We can go to Dave next. I run this show. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All the antics.
Why the hell are we still doing encores? I go to the Killers, and they leave the stage. Oh, thank you. Good night. Oh, I can't believe they didn't play Mr. Brightside.
All the action.
Losing somebody like Micah Parsons, everybody on the defense was better because of Micah Parsons, and you lose a guy like that, it's hard to stomach.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Outfit your crew. Your workforce is your brand. From uniforms to safety apparel, Alpha Custom Apparel helps you outfit your team with gear that looks sharp and works hard. We create durable, functional apparel that keeps your crew comfortable and confident on the job. No more digging through endless catalogs. We handle the details so you can focus on running your business. With fast turnaround, custom options, and friendly Midwest service, we make it easy to keep your team looking their best. Visit alphacustomapparel.com. Let's get to work.
This holiday season, imagine a home that feels safer, cozier, and truly yours. Hey, I'm Brad Nortman, and I know how much it means when your home finally works the way you've always hoped. Lifetime Home Services helps families create that comfort, from cleaner air and radon safety to organized closets and smart home automation. It's all about making your home feel better every day. Mention this ad during your consultation for 10% off, plus earn credits towards future home projects with our end of the year special. Start creating a home that feels good to live in at lifetimehomeservices.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Whether you're hitting the road for the holidays or heading up north to see family and friends, make Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan your first stop. Just across the Wisconsin border, Higher Love offers award-winning, organically grown products that you can trust, plus new incense, apparel, and holiday-ready gifts. Fuel your trip, stock up for the season, and don't forget to grab a photo with Sasquatch while you're here. Your perfect holiday stop is waiting at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Still am being told by my wife that her favorite gift was not the nice piece of jewelry or whatever. It was the private tennis lessons to the Princeton Club in New Berlin. And you have an opportunity at the Madison locations and the New Berlin location to find your better tomorrow. Lock in your rate before the end of the year at the Princeton Club. If you can, go get a tour now, ASAP. You'll see the clean health club filled with energy, free childcare with the membership. You can have that strong body, strong mind, and help provide a strong community at the Princeton Club. So go there for your better tomorrow. Do I give Strofe his gift? You guys have received your gift. I still have received nothing from Kyle. I'm not expecting that. He's just going to use my gift to fund the bachelor party he's going on.
Got to catch up.
You gave me $14 jumper cables and wine that I had to give away because it was too sweet that you got for free.
Milwaukee tax is 7%, so it was $14.99, $15.99. Add the tax, it's probably $18.
Okay, sorry.
And
the gift
wine
of a lifeline
that he got for free.
No, it came out of our allotment. We get a yearly allotment.
I'll be honest, too. We still haven't drank the wine either.
Here,
it's in our fridge.
Just give it back. It's too sweet for you, too.
It's good. I think of you every time I look at it. I say, oh, Kyle. And
I'll give y'all some of the good.
That cork is going to disintegrate before Brad ever opens it.
I'll trade it out. I'll get you something else.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace running the show for Strofe, also kind of hosting. We'll see if he's able to listen and produce this segment.
Music's good, though.
It's better than Strofe's.
It is good. It is good.
Or that non-licensed. Let's go to Dave in Illinois. You're on the Carbless Talk and Text line with KBN.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Gotcha. Loud and clear.
Hey, so yeah, I am from Illinois. I am a Bears fan. I'm calling, this is not a troll. First of all, we can agree, I also find David Kaplan annoying as a Chicago person.
Man, Dave.
I'm a White Sox fan, and I cannot stand David Kaplan. So we're same team there. Your season is not over because there is, like, first of all, the Green Bay Packers are the standard in the NFC North. Like, I hate that I'm giving, like, a pep talk, but it's like,
why
they're
are
a
you
terrifying
doing this?
organization.
What's the underlying thing here?
I do not like all the bad karma that every Bears fan's like, I want the Packers. I do not want the Packers in the playoffs because I went to Iowa. So whenever we played Wisconsin, it didn't matter the year. You know those teams know each other so well. And unlike, Iowa, which puts up a fight against Wisconsin, most times the Bears lay down and we lose to the Packers. I have too many memories of it. So I think it's for you guys. If you guys can get that game in, it's just, I feel like you can do that, maybe make a run. And I'm not like other Bears fans. I'm not delusional and be like, Jordan Love's not that good. Jordan Love's really good. They somehow found another really good quarterback.
And
so
Dave, I actually
match up
hate to
well
cut you
against
off
us.
because I do have a hard out here of the ESPN Wisconsin portion. Let's give it up for rational Bears fans.
That's what we needed.
Appreciate the call, Dave. Kyle Wallace is working hard to figure out how to get things done back there as we wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin hour, and we head to the 414 hour at 4 with you on 94.5 ESPN, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and the ESPN Wisconsin app in 2 minutes.
We do have a crash on 94 westbound at 35th Street, off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, more delays heading out past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is backing up just a little bit from just before 84th Street to Hawley Road. Other than that, everything else seems to be rolling along fine. As I look at the winter conditions around our area, we're looking pretty good. Everything's pretty much normal driving conditions so far until things start to change later on. Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open at 10928 West Oklahoma Avenue. Wash, chill, repeat. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, snow later on with a high of 27. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is kicking off their first tournament of the season with $1,000 in cash prizes. This is Gary Ellerson, inviting you to team up for a two-man scramble at Paynes Valley. Play it on their spacious state-of-the-art golf simulators. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. Just $120 per team, and you must finish your round by December 31st. This is their first of many winter tournaments. Keep an eye on their website. Take on Paynes Valley starts today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Nice and personal is Kyle on the YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee looking into the camera. He's Kyle Wallace running the show, producing and hosting. It's Kyle, Brust, Nortman with you till 5 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. And, of course, you have the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Can I ask Brad a question?
Go ahead.
So how much money would I have earned today if I was Strofe? And you know how you gave him that $100 for producing, doing his job? He had to lose the money.
Yeah. Ben ended up giving it to him.
Yeah,
which was very generous of Ben.
Yeah, you were ready to give it to him too. Where would I have been at?
Let's see here. I mean, you've been producing longer than Strofe, right? In general,
you've been running board. I mean,
Strofe I do one Sunday a year, maybe. We used to do it based off Craig's availability. And Craig is not available. He's as available as Jair Alexander. So I would let you know.
I would say
the level of reps.
It's almost like how I generally tip at a restaurant. Like you start at 20%. And generally speaking, it'll always be there.
No.
Now, if you do above and beyond, I'll do 25. And if things are really bad, I'll probably ding it a 15. I won't go to 10. That's kind of how I view it. I'll start you at 100. Theoretical 100, not actual 100. You start at 100. The lack of listening 2 segments ago.
That's a good
point.
But you just panicked about pressing a button twice, and you told us off air.
But you
didn't move.
You have some good music. The unlicensed music, I bumped up to 75. And just because I like you, I'd say you're at about 80 right now.
All the contributions I have made to this show.
Well, Dave from Aaron chimes in on the Carlos Talking text line. Kyle looks like he's randomly hitting buttons into the producer room, not knowing what they even do. And that's kind of accurate based off the way that the last hour ended.
I will say it. Not like the product has been smooth. Like I don't think anyone would know. It's like a little bit of a duck with fast water underneath the surface and smooth up top. That's what's going on with Kyle.
I feel like things are crazy, but it's working.
But it's working.
We're working.
It's really
I had to hold
well.
my pee for 2 hours. I'm too old for that.
2 hours?
Yeah, I had to pee almost at the beginning of the show, and then I was like, oh crap, I can't pee, and then I forget to pee during the break. I was thirsty. I ran out of water.
I will say I've been doing, the hosting side now full time for over 2 years. Cool. You guys still talk about things in the producer. I don't know what you're talking about. Even in the break, talking about stacks and things like I don't know what you're talking about. It's a complicated job back there.
Hey, Dirty D's calling you, Kyle. You guys can have a quick conversation.
Hey, Dirty D.
No, mic off. I do want to kind of go back to where the end of the second hour went, which was, I believe it was Dave, the Bears fan, who actually brought up something that I think is worth the conversation between the two potential opponents for the Packers, Eagles and Bears. He mentioned that as he was an Iowa fan, seeing Wisconsin, you know each other all the time. Bears-Packers, they played twice in a short amount of time. They've been good games. They know a lot about each other. And I think there's something to that about, I just asked open-ended to everyone, which is a worse matchup for the Green Bay Packers, the Eagles or the Bears, 800-990-3776. Carlos Talking text line, or on YouTube, where you can comment there as well, at ESPN Milwaukee. Because that got me thinking of, we know a lot about both teams, but we haven't seen the Eagles in a while, actually. It's kind of been an up and down roller coaster, as we heard from Jason Wilde earlier. They were egging the offensive coordinator's house, so they've had their ups and downs. But you also saw the Bears twice in 3 weeks. And you saw them to start the season last year with the Eagles, and you saw them to end the season last year. So you've seen the Eagles a lot more than you typically would heading into another matchup where you're guaranteed two opponents you're familiar with. So what's the worst matchup for the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, to me, the worst matchup is the Philadelphia Eagles. I just think they have the Packers number, right? Frustratingly, you go back all the way to the season opener in Brazil in 2024, Packers play them generally well, but there's almost like a cursed nature that the Packers experience when they play the Eagles, right? Because even that game, Jordan Love tweaks his knee. You give up opportunities on the field. You meet him in the playoff game. Jordan Love throws 3 interceptions. An ugly Monday Night Football game when they played him this season. It just seems
like 10-7?
10-7.
Or 13-10?
10-7. 10-7. Just it seems like the
Carolina
Eagles have
13-10.
And honestly, too, when you look at it, the Eagles are just completely underperforming for who they are and the experience they have. Their team is still riddled with all pros, right? Just studs after studs after studs.
Saquon's gone for 100-plus yards the last 3 games.
Yeah, and I just think
they play the Packers going to be another one.
And Hurts has been off for some reason, but I still think he's a capable quarterback who does it when the moment's
he doesn't
hot.
have to do as much against the Packers because
their
defense has done really well the last couple matchups against the offense. And Pete chimes in, Pete M375. We don't ever match up well against this version of the Eagles. The Eagles' offense is trash, but for some reason that defense just crushes us. And I think that does summarize everything we're kind of putting into context here about these matchups for the wild card.
Yeah, and the lifeline that the Packers do have is a great quarterback in Jordan Love, a smart offensive mind in Matt LaFleur. I do not trust this defense to do much. So the fact that the Eagles have a stifling defense, say what you want about the offense, which is struggling right now. The Eagles defense is playing their best football of the year. So all they need to do is kind of put a lid on this Packer offense, and they're going to walk away with the win because the Packer defense is struggling that much. So to me, I don't want to see the Eagles. I don't want to have to go to Philly. It's interesting, too, because it's much more likely that Chicago will have the 2 seed. I think, a lot more needs to happen for the Packers to go to Philly. It seems really early for these Bear fans to be doing the victory lap that they are. That's why Dave, who called from Illinois, who's kind of cautioning everybody, a very intelligent Bear fan, might I add, it seems so early for these Bear fans to be doing the victory lap because I don't think it's too bad of a matchup with or without Micah Parsons, with or without the injuries for the Chicago Bears already. And that would be a painful loss for the Chicago Bears if it happens in the playoffs.
AJ in Baltimore, you're my dog, Kyle, killing on the board today. Woof, woof. Hoo, 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 hoo.
Shout out to my boy AJ. I'm actually flying into Baltimore for only like 45 minutes as my layover. So shout out to Baltimore and AJ in Baltimore.
You usually never share anything about your details of travel.
Yeah, well,
where's your final destination?
Well, just know I know my boy. I know what AJ do in Baltimore, so I ain't worried about nothing. If y'all want something with me, all them Bears fans want smoke from me. Guess what? I got my boy.
Well,
look who's calling.
Look who's calling.
Also, Brad wasn't here for all the Bears stuff.
He wasn't. You weren't here. I tagged you in a post on purpose just so you'd get the mentions.
Oh no, I saw on social media, and I caught a lot of strays. I mean, it was crazy. I know plenty based on what I saw on social media and from when I could kind of tag in and out of the show. Woo, that was a rough couple days, boys. Rough couple days.
For you, I thought it was fun.
Well, yeah.
Other than the fact that the last 3 minutes.
What did Brad mean rough?
Yeah, you were off,
because I saw the mentions. You guys were getting killed down there.
Listen, between
calling it right.
Between Ben and I, we literally have 2 million views in Chicago off of all social media platforms.
That's remarkable.
That's minimum.
Minimum. I mean, thank goodness that they played yesterday and everything calmed down because it seemed like after the Packers lost and then
if the Bears would have won, it would have been they wouldn't have been listening to anything about the Bears. It would have been back to Green Bay.
And then they found a video from like April where we were talking about Colston Loveland and it blew up again.
What?
Oh, you don't know this.
I don't know this one.
Oh my gosh. I'm barely even in the video. I'm in the video in my suit and all I say is, oh, man, Tyler Warren would have been the better pick there for them. Loveland's good, but no. And then Strofe is laughing, and then Will is saying, oh, this is like when they drafted Justin Fields. I feel terrible. And they're roasting us all, and I'm just catching strays. I complimented the kid. I'm catching strays.
Goodness gracious. Let's go to Diana McGuanago on the Carbless Talking text line. Dirty D, you're up.
Hey, guys. How was your Christmas?
It was great. I'm so glad you were asking me.
What up, Dirty D?
How was yours, Dirty D?
It was very nice. I just wanted to no matter what, I think Kyle's doing an awesome job.
My girl.
No matter what.
Wow.
No matter what. Even if he's not doing a good job, you're still doing a good job. You got some supporters out there.
I need her to be my evaluator.
That's right.
You need do you want your baby girl to treat you like Diana treats yes.
You need Dirty D in the same room when you do like salary negotiations.
I know what you're about same room. I was gonna say, whoa.
Levi, new record, been on hold for 2 hours and 5 minutes. You are up on KVN.
What is up, boys?
Yo.
Great to have Brad back.
Good to be back, Levi.
I don't get excited. He's gone.
Hey, and I also agree with Dirty D, man. Kyle Walsh has been kicking it back in the back and behind the glass today.
Maybe you should produce more often for us, Kyle.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I have vacation coming up, so it's a lot easier when I have nothing else to do tomorrow. So, I mean, I like this.
You got to stay after and upload some stuff and do all the grunt work.
An eye appointment, so I'm going to try my best to get this up. If I get quiet the last 15 minutes of the show, it's because I'm trying to get this up.
Levi, quickly, you got a hot take for us?
Quickly? He waited 2 hours.
Yeah, I got a quick I'll be quick because I'm grocery shopping around, but I'll be quick. I just want to say that I'd rather play the Chicago Bears over the Philadelphia Eagles, and I do not want to see the Bears lose to the Detroit Lions on purpose because they don't want to play us because they're kind of wussies, you know? They're wussies. the Bears are.
Wussies.
That's all I got to say,
I
guys.
haven't heard wussies in a while, but I'd like to.
I haven't heard that in probably 20 years.
Thank you, Levi. We appreciate you.
I like that. No, Levi.
The Bears purposely losing to face the better teams from the NFC West.
Do we bring in?
That's a radical theory.
The next guy, I don't even know. You know, he disappeared for weeks, so it's crazy. He couldn't call after the Bears lost to the Packers, but he can call after the Bears lose to the 49ers.
And he's a big regression to the mean guy. The last 30 years, now the Bears are going to regress to the mean against the Packers. I guess since I'm doing that, we'll bring in my delusional brother, Jonathan Brust.
Hey, guys. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Ben, have you discussed the saxophone yet?
I have not. We don't have time for that.
Saxophone?
Yeah, come on. Go
on. Well, no, that's Ben's story to tell. He's got a good picture for you. Hey, I'm okay with the loss. Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. But that delusional guy from the north.
No, I'm dropping him. I'm not doing it. This isn't. Go call ESPN 1000, Jonathan. We're not here for your.
It sounds like he was being semi-reasonable.
I don't care, but he's talking about the Bears' loss. I don't care about the Bears' loss. We're not here for the Bears' loss. This is Wisconsin.
Right, for real. I'm okay with that loss. I'm like, huh?
Huh?
I mean, who cares?
We're talking about how Derrick Henry gashed this defense and how they can get ready and get healthy for when they do play the Bears next. That's our focus, not your loss to the 49ers.
Yeah, nobody posed that question. Bears fans, how are you feeling about the loss to the 49ers?
Just because you're my brother doesn't mean you get a full range of whatever you want to talk about.
Dude, I'm trying to find this laugh track. He has so many laughs.
I was going to say, I tried giving you as much time as possible. Just hit all the laugh tracks. That's the good one.
Oh, yeah.
It says Scalzo in Brust laugh track.
What?
It says
relabel that, Strofe, man. He
there.
does mail it in when he's producing. You're doing a great job. I think he's back up to $100 of worth of producing.
I need that
triple
money.
digits.
I need that money.
Ironically, I'm going to be a hypocrite here.
Uh-oh.
Guess what I have written down? Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, after 1 year, came in the division and took the division.
Oh, wow. I mean.
And that upset Kyle. That's why I wrote it down, because it upset Kyle.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
It should be upsetting.
Yeah.
We'll get to it, because it is when we look at the Green Bay Packers and the conversations about ed policy and if the hypotheticals of how this season goes, you have a coach where this wild card game will mean a lot. Is it everything? Is it his contract? No, it's not necessarily like all on that line, but it definitely is going to be part of the story. If ed policy does not like a lame duck coach, this is a big game. It's not everything, but it's big. We don't know if they play him, but they came in and took the division.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I have never seen BBL together. I've seen BBQ, barbecue. I've seen other things like that. I've never seen BBL.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We had an earlier accident on 94 at 35th Street. That's cleared. Now we have a new one. This was on the ramp from 175 southbound to 94 eastbound in the stadium interchange. The right lane is blocked with this crash, so careful with that. Otherwise, westbound 94 is slowing down from just west of 35th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's just got a pocket of heavy traffic from about 84th Street to about Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, snow later on, a high of 27. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way, I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
The Packers dropped their third straight game, falling to the Baltimore Ravens at Lambeau Field on Saturday night. Despite 3 touchdowns from Malik Willis, Green Bay's defense couldn't slow down a Ravens rushing attack that piled up 307 yards on the ground. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
Humbling night. Give Baltimore a ton of credit. They came in here and were in complete control the whole game. And unfortunately, it wasn't up to our standard in regards to how we played, how we coached, and that's what happens.
The Packers look to bounce back in their regular season finale on the road in Minnesota against the Vikings.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Do you want your car to shine like a diamond? Then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. Z-Gloss gives you a mirror finish and protects your paint from everything Mother Nature can throw at it with a 10-year guarantee. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You know, I'm vetoing the next conversation. After my brother called in to say I'm not mad about the loss, and it had nothing to do with the Green Bay Packers, it had everything to do with his fandom that we don't care about, well, vetoing the next conversation and moving it towards the biggest one that everyone's thinking about, but just get it off your chest. I want to know. I want to know from everyone, is it rest or get right? Are you resting as many people as you can, or are you, even for the fringe people, playing them because you can't go 4 straight games, potentially losing, heading into the playoffs? But you rest. Jordan Love hasn't played in a couple weeks. Josh Jacobs shouldn't play no matter what. He's like a non-negotiable.
It's going to cost me money. He cost me some money.
Yep, same. Yeah. I can't believe it, Kyle.
Yeah.
Rest or get right. I want to know if there's anyone on the get right game, because everyone's bringing it up, but I think the only answer, in my opinion, is rest. Can somebody make the get right game argument for me? Because I don't know how much a get right game in Week 18 with what we've seen and where they're at can actually do that much good for this team heading into the playoffs.
The argument for a get right game, which I don't believe in, is 2 things. One, if you're actually going to make a deep playoff run, you got to be playing your best football. And they're playing their worst football of the year.
Do you have to?
What?
Do you have to be? I don't think you have to
football?
be. I think it helps.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How many teams have lost?
2010.
3 or 4. The
Packers won several straight going in just to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they won. They won 6 straight to go to
become the wild card.
Yeah, I can't think of a team.
And again, that is with Aaron Rodgers and a lot of
more stuff. I can't think of a team that went in like limping to the playoffs and then spun it around and went on a run. However,
yeah,
the problem
however,
is,
what, Brad?
The problem is it's not a non-negotiable. Like if you know what, if you're not playing your best football, at least you're still there, right? A non-negotiable would be another marquee player gets hurt, and then you're even down even more guys. Like that you can't come back from. So the answer is you rest. You rest everyone you possibly can. I can think of about 7 guys who are the core of your offense and defense who have no business being on the field.
What's Rashawn Gary going to gain? Just more disappointment?
Double-digit sacks.
You make him play. You make him play. You make Rashawn Gary. I'm making you play as punishment for how depressing and sad that punishment has been.
I like that because guess what? He was benched anyway. They didn't even want him on the damn field. So actually, he should play. He's the second string.
Yeah, he is.
He is. I'm not joking. He's playing. Rashawn, you're playing.
The only other argument you can make outside of momentum is you are trying to create an environment where you always compete, right? An identity question, right? Where it's like, you know what?
Too late. That's my argument. Let's build an identity before we go into the playoffs.
Now, when there's absolutely nothing on the line, and this is the last game of year 7. I mean, that's
in theory,
what Dan Campbell did.
In theory, I believe it, but with the evidence of what we have, like. You know what I mean? Like, if this was year 1 of Matt LaFleur, I could maybe see, like, all right, this is who he is.
Oh, wow.
Like, we're doing this.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that, and this isn't the time to sort of flex that muscle. Those are the only 2 arguments I can understand. Momentum, playing your best football, kind of getting right, and or identity, but neither of those are strong enough arguments to protect your guys, to just say, you know what, let's be as healthy as possible going in, and then we're just going to roll them out there and see what happens.
Gary, CV, and Nixon need to play. Joe, Pack, Joe, and NC.
Yeah, this is like punishment. If you have not done what we need you to do, we're going to punish you, and you're going to have to go play this dreadful game.
Kyle, are you team rest or are you team get right? Man, that's my man Corey. He already called.
I know. Corey was sharing some stats with me. He said, I know I already called, but I just want to let you know.
You're just chatting it up with people back there?
Well, okay. Listen.
You've gone full Alex Stroh on us.
KB Nation.
Kicking your legs up.
No. I love KB Nation. Want to show him some love. Corey said, according to him, the last time a team ended the season with losses, which I do believe is true, is when the Packers played the New York Giants in the NFC Championship game in 2007-2008 season. Do you recall that, Brad?
I do recall that.
We lost in overtime.
School.
Yep, we lost in overtime. And that year,
that was heartbreaking.
You're telling me that's the last time that somebody made it to an NFC Championship game?
Somebody won the Super Bowl was playing poorly at the end of the year. Now, obviously, I didn't have enough time to fact check that, but that's according to Corey because he said he was at that game. And so somebody else can fact check it while I'm talking. But right now, for me, listen. The most important thing the Green Bay Packers need to find is they need to find rhythm. They need to find cohesiveness. And at the end of the day, whether somebody gets injured or not, what's more important than one guy getting injured, you already lost Micah, right? You already lost the heart and soul of your defense, and you know ain't nobody stepping up in the front 7. So at the end of the day, I need this team to get going. I need this team to have confidence going into the playoffs because after that performance, if the next time...
Pal, you already proclaimed the season was over, so why are you doing that?
Because they need to find something to get some type of hope. Because
so you're resting nobody?
No, what I'm saying is this. Jordan Love needs to play at least in half. The defense needs to play at least like Xavier McKinney. He can come out early. You know, you could take out Evan Williams early as well. But there's some guys that I need out there the entire time. That whole D-line, as you said, they all need to play. Both my inside linebackers, maybe take out Edrin Cooper. And, well, I mean, I guess Edrin and Quay can come out at some point. But I need this team to play at least a half of football because you can't go into the playoffs after that terrible performance that you had against the Ravens, especially if you may have to play the Philadelphia Eagles, who have Saquon Barkley, who have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who can run the ball as well. I can't have them having that nasty taste in their mouth if they have a chance to win. But I'm telling you, they're not like an injury. if somebody gets hurt, the Packers aren't going to win the Super Bowl. More than likely, somebody gets hurt or doesn't get hurt, the Packers aren't going to win the Super Bowl.
There's plenty of guys that you can't get necessarily injured. Jordan Love being first and foremost, but we've seen what this offense is like. If Christian Watson, who's already semi-injury prone, if Christian Watson goes down, this offense loses a whole dimension. You're talking about guys.
I'm just sitting him regardless because he's earned it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I just think there's so many guys that if you lose them, the thing is, we're not even talking about like losing them for the season. There's one thing to be like, oh, it's preseason. If the guy tweaks his ankle, he's out for a couple weeks. If you tweak something, you're out for next week. That's the problem. So we're not even concerned about long-term injuries. Small,
which are already at a maximum right now. You already have.
You're already tired.
You're already banged up. You already have like the thing that's not on the injury report that's been bothering you.
Yeah, a soft tissue injury can pop up at any moment, and then you're out for 2 weeks, and that's the whole rest of the season.
Oh, phooey.
Chris chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. The whole defense needs to play. They got their rest last week.
That's good. That's really funny.
They were bad. They were really bad.
Oh my gosh.
Harrington Valentine just.
The thing is,
I can't get it out of my head.
Dallas Goedert now
on defense. I can't think of anyone where it's like, oh, you know what? We got to protect him.
McKinney.
Okay, McKinney. Yeah, true, McKinney. But outside of McKinney,
I would even though Quay is
it's like that's
kind of heading the wrong way.
Had a bad game.
Like this back half of the season.
That's how few defensive studs that we have as the Packer team, to where it's like you can't even be like, you know what? We got like Micah would be that guy. But outside of Micah and Xavier McKinney, there's few guys that you look at and be like, we need to protect him at all costs. They're just not
as crazy as this sounds. You gotta protect Keyshawn Nixon, and not because he's God's gift, but if he goes down, then what? They already want to bench Carrington Valentine. Nate Hobbs is banged up.
And Bo Melton's really playing a lot of quarterback.
Tell me I'm not wrong on that one.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's just a sad state of affairs.
I just heard Bo Melton playing. I'm just like, uh-oh.
Kyle, hear me out on this one. I actually think it's to the Packers' benefit to sit Keyshawn Nixon. Because if he goes down, and we know he's not God's gift, but he's at least serviceable.
Yeah, Bo Melton.
Well, you don't have anyone serviceable behind.
Yeah. I mean, both the teams you might have to match up on, all I remember is games ending with him chasing. I believe it was him defending Devontae Smith on that touchdown. Was that him?
No, that was Evan Williams.
Oh, it was Evan Williams.
But Keyshawn Nixon got beat against Chicago.
Twice, as I remember.
And then I feel like he also got beat against the Broncos a couple times.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how like
do you believe that Carrington Valentine? And I want to get back to that because we're just like now just talking about the cornerbacks, which we knew were going to be a thorn in the side. Now it's even more exposed.
Oh, it's horrible.
Can you believe that the same guy that got juked by Zay Flowers, tossed by Derrick Henry, is the same 7th-round pick talking smack to Jamar Chase?
Well,
that is crazy.
He locked up Jamar in his opportunities.
Okay, let's slow down here.
He locked him up. Listen, I love CV. So, hey, get stiff-armed all you want, buddy. Just
no, don't.
He got benched twice because he can't tackle.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was.
He
really
can cover.
bad.
He just can't tackle.
Yeah, and even on
catch the ball.
The touchdown that Zay Flowers had, I mean, he wasn't in terrible coverage. He just got beat. I mean, I don't.
Bill and Delavan, you're on the Carbless Talking text line with KBN. You resting or are you getting right? Or trying to, at least.
In between. I'm saying treat it like a preseason game. Play them for a series or two to get a little rhythm and then sit them.
I hear you, Bill. I hear you.
That's right.
I don't know. There's the whole thing that goes into there's warm up.
Then there's the mental part of like protecting yourself for 1 or 2 series. Like
it's easy to say, hard to do.
We need a win. Like, listen, we can't go 4-game losing streak going into the playoffs.
The other problem is you have only a certain amount of active players on game day.
Correct.
So all those
if you're
guys
asking
are
them to play,
somebody's got to be inactive. So you pull out, 7 guys.
Let's make somebody's practice squad dream.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. You pull out all those
Get
guys.
Get that minimum game check.
The Packers go into the playoffs with a 4-game losing streak. You're excited, huh?
It is what it is, man. Health is more important right now. Josh Jacobs literally has a bone bruise.
He shouldn't play. He does.
Jordan Love, I guess, is it worth getting rhythm off concussion to be in the same spot?
Let me go through, because there's probably going to be, how many inactive guys out there? Like 7 or 8? So we can agree on Josh Jacobs. It's almost like stop me when you say Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love, Christian Watson,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Tom.
Yes. Even because he's been injured.
Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
There's 5 already that are your core. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that's worth protecting. I can't think. Maybe
one of the
Cooper,
linebackers.
Maybe Cooper. Kyle, any of those guys you veto and you saying, no, we're playing? Josh
Bro,
Jacobs.
listen, if you can't go out there and play and not get hurt, I mean, injuries are inevitable.
So any one of those guys outside
I understand
of Josh
what happened
Jacobs?
with Christian
Are you
Watson
playing
last
Love?
year.
Are you playing Jordan Love?
Hell yeah, I'm playing Jordan Love.
The whole game.
Jordan Love, he played,
the whole game?
well, not the whole game. I'm playing Jordan Love for a half. Jordan Love has not played a full football game.
We did this last year and
since
he
the
got
Denver
hurt.
Broncos I understand that, but
let's make worse.
What I'm saying is this. The Packers need to find a rhythm before they go into the playoffs. They're already behind the 8 ball because they do not have, in my perspective, as the current roster does not have the talent and the pieces in order to be successful. So I think they should play at least in half and then see what happens after that. But they got to get some type of reps.
Kyle Wallace cares more about a win than the health of the team heading into the wild card weekend. So I see you on the Carbless Talk and text line. We will get to you at 800-990-3776 and have this conversation because I can't believe that Kyle, who believes the season is over, is now scrapping to make sure the guys play. It's very confusing around here. We continue on next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I am Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We do have an issue. Southbound on 175, the ramp to eastbound 94 in the stadium interchange is closed right now because of a crash. So you won't be able to use that ramp to get onto 94. You're going to have to go along Blue Mound Road or Wisconsin Avenue to try and get onto the freeway using some of the other on-ramps. On eastbound 94, we've got some delays from 76th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Westbound is a little tight right through the stadium to about Mitchell Boulevard. Everything else seems to be holding its own. We're not seeing too many other delays or actually even any incidents. Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open at 10928 West Oklahoma Avenue. Wash, chill, repeat. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, we've got partly cloudy skies, a low of 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. Snow later on, a high of 27. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter most, especially during the holidays. It's not just your knees, your back, or your shoulders. It's time with family and friends. But in 2026, that all could change when your body remembers how to heal. It just needs a little help finding the way back. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics here in Milwaukee believe relief doesn't just come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. QC Kinetics delivers that long-term relief that you're finally looking for. Make the new year your turning point where pain stops defining you. It's time to take that first step. Literally, time to walk, enjoy the holidays, live without pain, and live without hesitation. With QC Kinetics, healing is within reach. Schedule your free consultation today at QC Kinetics. Give them a call at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Elkhorn senior Kyron Lyle. Lyle powered Elkhorn to a 3-0 week, picking up 2 Southern Lakes Conference wins along with a non-conference victory. She opened the week with 23 points and 8 rebounds in a 62-48 win over Waterford. She followed that with a dominant all-around performance in a 53-23 victory over perennial conference power Union Grove, recording a triple-double with 17 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists, while also adding 5 blocks and 4 steals. Elkhorn capped the week with another win over Waukesha West, continuing its strong early season momentum. A 3-sport athlete and a Division I commit to UW Green Bay, Lyle continues to shine at the highest level. Congratulations to Kyron Lyle, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Grimal and Associates Insurance protects what matters most, and I can tell you I sat down with Mandy. She runs a great team for over 30 years in the greater Milwaukee area. We have another call scheduled for Friday as I'm looking for the right home and auto policies, and they're backed by personalized American Family Insurance-backed service. But more importantly, the service that I've gotten from the team after talking with Mandy, and then right away when I asked for some quotes, they were on it. Holidays or not, they gave me a timeline and they met it. They followed up the appropriate amount of times. And now I'm set up to make sure that I'm locked in with the best possible coverage with where I'm at in my life. And you can have the same experience by going to teamgrimal.com. Connect with Grimal & Associates at Team Grimal, Team GRAMOLL.com. It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, with Kyle Wallace being the producer, host extraordinaire, mostly producing, half hosting. Ben Brust and Brad Nortman here as well. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. The conversation was what everyone's talking about. Get right against the Vikings and Brian Flores and risk some injury, or get healthy, potentially 4-game losing streak heading into the wild card. We'll go over to Bill Johnson, a teammate in Beaver Dam. Bill, hey, what's going on?
Hi, fellas. How are you? I think everybody's kind of ignoring the elephant in the room, and I don't expect the team to acknowledge this. As a matter of fact, I think I'd be a little bit concerned if they did. But they're finished. I mean, they're done. They might be able to win one playoff game, and I think that would be a monumental accomplishment if they did it. But honestly, I really think as soon as Micah Parsons went out, with the way that their defense is configured, I think they were finished. And the other thing that I have, Kyle talked about whether or not they would have played Jordan Love this week if it had mattered. If he doesn't pass the concussion protocol for the playoff game, I don't play him then either. I don't know that he will or he won't, but I mean, if Tua, as much as people like to rip on Tua is the living example of don't mess around with the concussion protocol, because I think he had 3 and 5 weeks or something like that a few years ago.
I mean, he's concussed when he played the Packers and threw 3 picks in the second half. They just didn't sit him.
Yeah, he's never been the same. That's something. I mean, not just for football. I mean, for life.
Look,
it's something you don't screw around with.
I hear you on not screwing around with it, but if listening to Jason last week, Jason Wilde talking about how he doesn't have a history of it, which does help his chances of being cleared even for this week, but for sure by playoffs. Now, I can't say, I guess, for sure, but I hear you on the overall health. What I don't understand is wanting to say finish. I get everything feels bad, but you've played the Bears twice, and even with this version of the Packers defense, you played them pretty well. You managed the clock with Malik Willis. They made plays late. You were better than them for 55 minutes. That wasn't good enough, but enough to know you're right there. So you win that game. You don't know how the rest shakes out. The NFC has been wide open. If you do end up playing Sam Darnold, he leads the league in turnovers. Not that the Packers have been opportunistic there, but it's just not enough for me to say, well, that could be a game in which he turns it over before they end up playing him and they play a different team. So I don't like the finish just yet. I need to see it be finished. Fair?
Like I said, though, I don't think the team would ever say that, and I don't expect them to. But I just think, and it's not just Parsons. It was good to see Evan Williams back last week. You don't know how much he was playing hurt, but we were concerned when and Wiley went out with that gruesome injury, and best to him. But I mean, that was another big blow for the Packers. They just picked him up off of somebody's practice squad a couple weeks ago. I mean, that's how thin they are on the inside. Baltimore's a great running football team. But you want to know exactly why they got run on like they did? Because they don't have anybody left.
Yeah, they're decimated. And they are.
Yeah, and they're light as far as the guys that are outside of the trenches. That's the good part and the bad part of their defense. They run to the ball, but they're like a bunch of big safeties, really. So I mean, it's like I said, it's a tricky one. But I just look at it and go, you know what?
You're saying it doesn't matter. They're finished.
Yeah, they're done.
All right.
Listen to Bill Johnson. He's a smart man. We both love the Packers, but we understand the writing is on the wall.
We appreciate you, Bill, as always.
Thanks, Bill. I mean, he's not wrong in that this team isn't necessarily built for physicality, right? Because, I mean, their linebackers, Cooper and Quay, it's all speed, right? Even on the outside, it's all speed.
Tom Brady was talking about that in the Bears matchup, how great they all go to the ball. But if you go to the ball and can't shed a block, it's a little bit different. And then when you can't tackle Derrick Henry, that's a whole nother problem. But again, this to me is starting to feel like just like based off if you feel the same as Bill, Kyle, you say Bill's so great, then rest him. You know what I mean? Then rest him, or it doesn't. I guess whatever you say, whatever we all say doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have an opinion on this because it doesn't matter.
2 weeks from
why
today,
do you get to choose whether they sit or play when you say the season's
okay? There it is. I had to cut his mic off because he was just going and going and going like the damn Energizer Bunny.
True power.
I see why Strofe just does it. We're not going to paint this picture that I don't love my Packers and believe in my Packers, but what it is I'm not going to falsely follow this team when they have displayed to me without Micah Parsons. They are going to show the inability to stop the run against a legitimate rushing attack. I understand the Bears are a good rushing attack, but I'm afraid of studs like a Derrick Henry. I'm afraid of a guy like Christian McCaffrey, and I'm afraid of a guy like Saquon Barkley. So those guys, they have shown if they want to lean on you, if the Eagles decide they want to run the ball 40 times, the Packers aren't going to be able to stop it. They're not going to be able to bobble.
Would you say they were able to stop the Bears? Despite no explosive plays, they still ran the ball really well in that first matchup.
But it wasn't to the point where...
And then they kept the ball away from them in the second matchup.
It wasn't to the point where they can just run the ball and not throw it. They ran the ball 53 times. Their quarterback threw for 107 yards, I believe.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Tyler Huntley Snoop didn't have to do much. He didn't have to do much. Why? Because he could just hand the ball off right, hand the ball off left, complete a little quick pass, and keep handing the ball off.
Or a quick little first down run.
Yeah, and so
those legs.
And so the thing is that they have exactly the same formula that the Eagles can put on the Packers is what the Ravens did. So again, my hope in the Packers moving forward is simply that we just don't have the horses right now to make a deep playoff run. And the problem I have is that they did not go into Saturday's game as if their backs were against the wall, as if their season was on the line. That is the mentality I wanted the Packers to have because they still had a shot for not saying that this home field advantage is going to help you win a Super Bowl, but when you're down like this, it'd be nice to be at home. When you haven't won an NFC championship yet, it'd be nice to actually go for an NFC championship. So
now you're spiraling.
No. So all I'm saying is this: the Packers need to show some type of life. And I can't sit here and assume just because they rest guys and they're healthy. All right, here we go.
They have a better chance of showing life healthy than they do even more beat up.
And I do think that there's something to what Kyle's saying in the way that this team for 62 minutes, the last 2 minutes of the Bears game and then this Baltimore Ravens game, and they look demoralized. They look like they don't even want to be there, right? I mean,
they already clinched the playoffs, and that's on the coach for not having them ready to go.
But I'm just saying, but
it's what happened. It's human nature. They are beat up. Micah Parsons did get hurt, and they haven't been playing well. They got a playoff berth, and maybe they relaxed. That's part of it. It doesn't mean that they won't be ready for the playoffs.
They have not earned the right to relax. They have not won
I don't disagree. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm telling you that's what happened.
They still
and that's a red flag to me then. That's a red flag.
It is.
All right, throw in the towel. Season's over.
No,
Kyle says it.
The season. Listen, don't throw in the towel. Keep competing. But the season.
You want to do both things. You want to keep competing and you want to give up? What do you want?
I wouldn't put a penny on the Packers winning the Super Bowl. It ain't happening. It's not.
Don't watch week 18. Don't watch the playoff game because you don't deserve to follow this team as a Packer backer when you're saying the season's over and you're crapping all over the rest of the team.
I'm not crapping over.
That's who you are.
2026 is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal for the Packers.
Sad to see the Packer backer Kyle Wallace of the show turn.
Look, next year they got Love and Parsons and stuff, but they got some big question marks in the roster next year.
We're not there yet. Okay, I forgot. You guys are. You guys are there. All right, fine. I'll enjoy the rest of the season. We'll wrap up next with these loonies.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
So now Jeff Hafley's going to have to get more creative. Everybody will have to bow up and do things. And the main guy is Jordan Love.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
This went from a defensive-led team to now Jordan Love. Put him on your back. You're going to have to get the cape out.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers dropped their third straight game, falling to the Baltimore Ravens at Lambeau Field on Saturday night. Despite 3 touchdowns from Malik Willis, Green Bay's defense couldn't slow down a Ravens rushing attack that piled up 307 yards on the ground. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
Humbling night. Give Baltimore a ton of credit. They came in here and were in complete control of the whole game. And unfortunately, it wasn't up to our standard in regards to how we played, how we coached, and that's what happens.
The Packers look to bounce back in their regular season finale on the road in Minnesota against the Vikings.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We are here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
Giannis Antetokounmpo returned in a big way on Saturday night, leading the Bucks to a 112-103 win over the Bulls in Chicago. Playing under a minute's restriction, Giannis scored 29 points on 10 of 15 shooting and put an exclamation point on it with a late windmill dunk that sparked a post-game confrontation after the buzzer. Here's Giannis Antetokounmpo after the game.
Why should we have play the clock out and have respect and fair play? We fight for our lives right now. What has to happen for everybody to wake up and understand we fight for our lives and we got to get our hands there, so be it.
The Bucks snapped Chicago's 5-game win streak and improved to 13-15 as they look to continue their success on the road against the Hornets.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I don't want Kyle Wallace anywhere near this team. His speech would be, guys, we're not winning the Super Bowl, but we still have to compete in the playoffs.
We ain't winning in 2025.
So since Kyle Wallace sucks and is a poor Packer backer, and
I may suck, but you are fake. You ain't true Packer fan.
I got more common sense than you.
Oh, wait a minute. You call me flip-flop, but you the real flip-flop.
No, it's not how it
You
works.
only go where the wind want to blow.
That was good.
Yeah. And then I had another line I could say.
All right. Enough of you.
Being a rap
freestyle
would be so hard.
Yeah, especially when you got to be clean.
Kyle been giving the bad vibes since the Broncos game. Again, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace running the show, half producing, half hosting, half rapping.
Out of breath running upstairs.
Is there a curse of sorts that Kyle Wallace?
People are trying to pin it on him.
Cascade.
They haven't won since I won, but the Broncos lost too. They lost to the Jaguars.
Yeah, but you're not a Broncos backer.
I'm
You're
just
a Packer
saying. The fandom didn't switch over.
So since Kyle and Brad have anointed this season lost, I am going to look at the 2026 first-round mock draft. Oh, wait. The Packers don't have a first-round pick in the 2026 mock draft.
Good.
What are you going to do for the next 5 months?
Excuse me. Can you name a first-round pick that you just, oh, my gosh, is amazing for the Packers? Outside of Jordan Love?
Okay, so now you're just like, the season's over, and I don't care that we don't get a crack at a potential good player, even if it hasn't been good?
Crack. Come on now. You'll be insane to think giving Goody a crack in the first round is something that's sensible. Stop it. Stop faking it. You know dang well that Goody ain't getting it right in the first round. It's a blessing that we only have second round picks.
So season's over. Fire LaFleur, fire Goody. Kyle's having a great show.
Whoa, that's not. See, now, Bradley, did I ever say fire Goody? Or did I say fire?
No, you didn't. But I'm gonna
send him actually.
I'm gonna paint you in a light that's matching your energy.
Michael Parsons is gone. Like that was the big part of our defense. The team was hyped up and ready to go against the Bears. But last week against the Ravens, we saw what we may run into is a defense that won't be able to stop somebody from moving the chains. You're talking about potentially playing multiple quarterbacks. I'm not really worried about the Bears, but they did beat us at the end of the day. A quarterback that could pick up the chains, use his leg. Brock Purdy, a quarterback that pick up the chains.
You're hurting my head.
Oh, Jalen Hurts. I can keep going. I'm just saying is that my concern is that I don't.
You don't have a concern. You said the season's over, so there's no conversation to be had.
Man. Maybe we'll win. We can win a playoff game. 100%.
No, they could definitely win 2.
Yeah. Okay.
They definitely can win 2 playoff games. And at that point, if you win 2 playoff games, as Tao said, momentum is one hell of a drug.
Yeah. Well, right now, what's the opposite of momentum, Brad?
Stuck in mud, quicksand.
Yeah, inertia.
Yeah, we're on a 3-game losing streak, potentially looking at a 4-game.
Again, like I said, then don't watch the games.
No, I'm going to watch them.
Have fun on your bachelor party. I see that you're basically leaving the show on a Monday, just declaring the season over, whining like a baby on a Monday, and then you're going to come back on... He cut my mic. Ha, ha, ha.
I've been telling you, Kyle.
Because he knows I'm right. You just whined all day, and then you're going to leave and go on your bachelor party.
Just making stuff up, man. I love my Packers. I support my Packers, but I'm not going to lead you onto a burning building. And guess what? The Green Bay Packers building is burning because every week somebody goes out. Every single week, somebody is dropping like a fly. This team is
decimated.
Exactly. They're just not in a position to be successful.
Exactly. We're doom and gloom. We're so fun.
No, I'm just saying it's just a reality. Let's enjoy what happens, and at the end of the day, the team is going to fall short on what the ultimate goal was this season, which was winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Go ahead, guys. It's your doom and gloom party.
It's sort of sad that we have, at least I have, kind of reconfigured expectations. If they can just go and win the first round, I'll be like, all right,
doesn't matter.
But that's irrelevant. I don't see them going to Seattle or San
Who says they're going to Seattle?
Well, they'll play the 1 seed. If they win the first seed, they will go play the 1 seed. So it'll be Seattle or San Francisco, and they'll likely. I don't see them winning that game.
What are we talking about here? The 1 seed, I guess, would no matter what get the lowest seed.
Yep, they would get the 7th seed. So they'd for sure.
Give me
play
Sam
the 1
Darnold.
seed. And I don't see them winning that game.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's got quite the track record
against
of the
this
playoffs.
defense. They can do whatever you want.
Yeah? Have they really been able to do whatever they've wanted,
I'm not saying
Seattle?
that. Yeah, see, that's wild. I'm not going that far.
Well, they can't get pressure on him. It's the cornerbacks are hurt and exposed. Can't stop the run.
Again,
two teams.
Just give up.
And the Seattle defense is very, very good. I'm just saying this team has not had the ingredients to be a Super Bowl champion.
But
this year,
acting
going a
like
deep run.
Seattle against, like, that Jordan Love can't have a game against Seattle. They may not be able to run the ball well, but we're just going to forget that he's a franchise quarterback. That was 3 weeks ago. Now, Micah Parsons is gone, but what does that have to do with him being top 3 or top 2 in the MVP odds?
I think
does that just go away now after one concussion?
Points, but the reality is, too, this team can't get anybody off the field. This defense. That's the problem. You lose Micah.
I can't believe
you lose depth.
The whole day has been me defending the Green Bay Packers.
I'll be back for the playoffs. We'll be back. I'll be amped up and ready to go next week when my Packers are the 7th seed on the road, baby. I'll be back.
Do you think the show ends in 10 seconds?
No, the show ends in a minute and 10 seconds.
You started the music earlier, so I just
I
wanted
know,
to check
a minute or 2 minutes. He got multiple things saying 4 p.m. closeout. I don't know. Strofe is a mess.
What I do know is I will be hosting Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Oh, yeah.
With Captain Underpants, Mr. Whitey Tighties himself, Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor.
That is can't miss. That is can't miss radio right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen.
Can't miss.
Who's leading the show?
I'm not letting that twerp lead the show.
Is he going to be coming to Milwaukee? You going to Madison?
I ain't going anywhere. I will be here, and if I can see him on the screen, he will speak when spoken to.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's crazy. Who's producing?
Full-time Will.
Okay. Oh, Will's going to fold for Jesse Nelson, so this will be a fun show. I'm going to listen.
Bunch of nerds with me.
Yeah. I agree.
Can't wait.
Wait, did you get to 10 wins on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
I did!
It shouldn't count. It shouldn't count.
Oh, shut up.
Well, Happy New Year.
Have a great bachelor party. See ya.
I will.
Backer
I'll
fraud.
see y'all next week, baby.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
KBN's the show that never ends.
175 southbound to eastbound in the stadium interchange has been opened up. An earlier accident